Hello, you guys. I was looking at my screen. I don't know what happened to my slider. It's still gone. I don't even remember how to add it back. It just says scene transitions fade and like there's no plus but yeah, there's no plus button. Anyway, how are you guys doing? Hi, every pony. How are you guys doing? I gotta put up my hair real quick and do something on my canvas. Dark Virus, thank you for being first in chat. I super appreciate it, and happy birthday, my twin. How are you doing today on this fine 39-year-old day? Give me a second, I gotta turn my head upside down because I'm putting my hair into a ponytail. Today has been a day, and I mean, super uneventful to be completely honest. I was like, maybe later I'll go on a walk, so let me stream now. My car was sleeping with your plushie. That's so cute. That's so cute. I'm kind of getting high time. I need to make a new one. I'm not gonna lie. So I think that's, I'll send a link if you need. Oh, thank you. I'm assuming to the sliders. Where the hell did it go, though? Like, I had it. I had it. What happened? I just woke up and it disappeared. Birthday? Yes, today is Dark Virus's birthday. I'm enjoying these door sounds. All right. There we go. That's the exact sound. You guys know it. I put on my glasses so I can see. Happy birthday, Dark Virus! Exactly. Let me get all comfortable. Let's see, I got my water. I got my Labubu. I gotta do something with my file real quick. Where's my Germex? I like to have freshly cleansed hands before I touch my tablet. I got my glove. Wait, my other glove's over here. Uh-oh. No! Killing myself, actually. What the hell happened? I was running my other computer and I was doing the, testing different games. Don't forget the occasional high-pitched buzzing sound. That was so funny when that happened. Did you shift the file location? No, that's what's crazy. But I also don't see, like, even the feature where to add it. I said the Labubu 50 times yesterday. It's a constant topic. I love Labubu. Labubu. Well, I was running my PC that I'm trying to fix. And I was running Microsoft Flight Simulator and something else, and I guess my PC just turned off. So that's fun stuff. Let me turn it back on real quick. Where'd my Germex go? The Germex of despair and tragedy. Good God. So, kind of like how I was saying yesterday, shout out to sunk cost fallacy, because I spent too much damn money on this effing PC to just give up just yet. So, hello Tasato, hello Frostfire. How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? Oh, so frustrating. But it looks like now my computer's just not turning on. You love to see it. You love to see it. I'm like, what else could be wrong with this computer? Like, what else could be wrong with it? It's like the screen is not displaying again. Like, I got a new motherboard. I got all brand new RAM. I got new CPU. Like, what the France else could be the problem? You know what I mean? What is the code saying? It's saying 04 is a code. I don't know. I'll deal with it later. This is such a pain in the ass. Howdy there, Debunked. I'll look into if you want maybe a new OBS update thing or something. I don't know. I'm not in a super rush to fix it, but I do appreciate it. PC of Theseus. Shout out to that. All right, let me add this file that I need to my Clip Studio Paint real quick. And get back to drawing. Place, import, image. All right, and we can just move that around. Oh fuck! Control Z, Control Z. There we go. All right. I hate when you like Shout out to Clip Studio Paint. I don't understand if this technology talk, just me and my iPad against the world. You know what I mean? Just keep it that way. That's why I got a Mac. Like, the only thing with Mac is that it's so annoying on OBS. But other than that, it's kind of flawless, all things considered. My PC, it's just like, what are we doing? What are we doing? All right, where's my little guy? Take you. Maybe I'll put you over here for now. All right, I'm going to switch over. What was that noise? Despair, probably. All right, where's my Clip Studio Paint? There we go. All right, just imagine the sound effects. You guys get it by now. Good God. You have DVR on, by the way. Thank you. I need to turn that off. God. This is so frustrating. Because the only thing I have left to try is literally a new GPU, which is very kind of unlikely, all things considered. And I think my PC guy said that he actually, why did my tail look kind of weird for a second there? Oh no, we're fine. He said he tried my GPU on a different motherboard and it worked just fine. So I think my only, it's gotta be the power supply unit. Because remember, you guys, we fried my PC. We fried it live when I had it plugged into the same socket as my treadmill. And now let's think about this, guys. Let's think about this. CPU or computer plugged in to the same socket. What's the first to die? The power supply. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that makes sense, right? And hello, Nibble. How are you doing? Oh, water. Oh, that's a cute KO's on the art program. Thank you. It's my new outfit. I still might do the military outfit a little bit later, but I think I'm going to do this one first. So I ordered a new power supply. I should be here between the 5th and the 10th of October. God willing, that works, because then I can do 3D model streams, possible VR chat. I can do so much more. Where's my tablet? It does make sense. You know what I mean? And not to mention, my PC guy, shout out to him. He said with my other PC case, I couldn't plug in all the power supply cables to my motherboard. And so he handed me the cables and we're like, don't lose these. And I lost them. And I lost them immediately. And so, like, I don't even have sufficient supply. To my motherboard right now, my 1200 watt power supply. You know what I mean? PC guy, you know what I mean? Shout out to the PV guy, you know what I mean? So, if you really think about it, this has got to be it, guys. We're gonna, like, what else is there to, like, I got a new case, too. Like, what else is there? What else is there to frickin' fix? I got a new SSD. There's nothing else that can be fixed. I think this is a good size for my model. Some people have their models kind of big. Let's see, I'll kind of put it like that. Maybe that should be good. A little smaller. Just kidding. Feels a little British. I bent my shoulder in a direction it's not. Direction it's not supposed to bend. Oh lordy. All right, let me minimize this. All right, put this right here. Good to go. All right. Kayoza basically rebuilds her PC from scratch at this point. What is left? What is left? Like, literally, what is left to rebuild? Literally, he tested the GPU, so it's like, there's no point getting a new GPU, let's be real. It has to be the power supply. It has to be. You know what I mean? Don't lose these PC guys. Don't lose these PC guy. Yeah, immediately. Immediately. Okay, hold on. I need to lint roll my microphone. But yeah, I had to draw this little. Remember I told you I was like, I don't know how to use the tools on Clip Studio Paint, so I had to draw them on my iPad, and I just exported it over, so I can put the little thingy right there. Yeah. How about you rebuild your life in work? You know what I mean? I think every day is a new day to rebuild my life. I don't know if you guys can hear this at all. I just gotta clean it off real quick. If you replaced every part of your PC, is it still the PC? That's a good question. But either way, when it's completely finished, this will be Eldridge retrofit, no longer Eldridge, because she's quite literally getting a retrofit. Let's be real. There we go, nice and clean. All right, I'll just toss you over there. Toss you over there. Do my little stretches. Move my hairbrush over here. Let me just try restart my PC one more time. Actually, let me see what this freaking code means real quick. Give me a second. For Jeff Jeffingson. For me. For me. Alright, let's find out what 004 code means on my motherboard. What does 04 code mean on my motherboard? Let's check it out. 04 means sleep. Why is it asleep? Why is it asleep? I switch the settings to say don't go to sleep. What the? This is ridiculous. So why is my computer asleep? I did it to where it doesn't go to sleep, I think for like 3 or 5 hours, so why is it asleep? You know what I mean? Like, what is going on here? Somebody find out what my that noise was wild. Schoolgirl K, thank you. We got the new KOs with the blue hair, blue tie, hiding in your Wi-Fi. Exactly. So, Himari, do you know Miku's school outfit? That's where it's like kind of the silhouette for the school uniform came from. Do you know what I'm talking about? I think it's the song it's the outfit you unlock with the Secret Garden. I always really liked that outfit before, when I was younger. Good night, Eldridge. You know what I mean? Alright, good night, bitch. Good God. I say don't sleep. Why does this thing have a life on its own? This sucks. Alright, I gotta run to the bathroom real quick, BRB, and then I'll start drawing. I've returned. I still cannot believe that. I cannot believe my PC just doing whatever. Hello, Caleb. How are you doing? Go piss, girl. Himari said yesterday, I want to see more piss breaks, and look at me. Giving Himari exactly what they want. Alright, pop out chat. Bring you over here. Are you guys excited for October? I'm not really a huge October fan, all things considered. But certainly it is a new month to enjoy life, so I can appreciate it. Alright. Suffering at the Uma Musume. Who's your favorite horse? I'm trying this new effect with my charms, and if it turns out the way I want, I'm going to probably draw more Uma Musume charms. Or actually draw some. My favorite is Rice Shower. I love Spooky Month! I'm not a huge fan, all things considered. I'm off Halloween this year. I'm winning. You guys take Halloween very seriously? Do you guys dress up and do the little trick-or-treatings? Any trick-or-treaters in chat? Alright, here we go. Let me get all nice and comfy. Mine is El Condor Pasa. Bakushin? El Condor Pasa? I've never heard of that one before, I'm not gonna lie. I am, I guess, a fake Uma Musume fan. CRT is my main TV. That's actually low-key cool, all things considered. Alright, let me scoot up. Hold on. There we go. October is filled... Did you guys hear that? Kind of wild. Filled with October things. I meant to say fall things. Alright. We got this. I love October. That's when the leaves change color around here. Halloween, my beloved. Yeah, that's the thing. Halloween is a dying breed of holiday, all things considered. It kind of sucks to see. I'm not gonna lie, because although I'm not a huge fan of it, because I haven't trick-or-treated in such a long time, it does suck to see, like, such a social holiday kind of being exterminated. Manhattan Cafe. I used to like Manhattan Cafe. Then I saw that you liked it. I'm like, never mind. He's doing the skinwalking again. Stellar Rare King Halo fan? Good idea is Kimi Amane. Is that the Yandere one? Is that the Yandere one? Let me tighten this up a little bit more. Sorry, guys. I'll just use Halloween now as extra cosplaying day. That's smart to do, all things considered. It's kind of crazy how, like, normalized, like, cosplay is now. I think that's kind of what killed Halloween, all things considered. Okie dokie. All I hear is candy and sweets. Discounted candy? We love to see that. What is this? Oh, thank God. I thought it was a dead pixel on my drawing, whatever. Alright, let's move you. Okay, and make sure it's locked. It is locked. You liked Manhattan Cafe? Yeah, I did, until you said you liked Manhattan Cafe. We just don't have kids around here. That is true. In the retirement home. Guys, if you didn't know, Stella is retired and lives in a retirement home. So that's fair that there's no kids over there. I think that's a good placement for it. Perfect. Okay. Alright, clip. Liner. Halloween been lessened mostly by lockdown and trunk treats. Yeah, that's true. Liner. And now, new one. Flip color. Flip color. The new folder and just like hair clip. This is the worst part, is doing all this little thing. What's the issue with me liking Manhattan Cafe? I'm a pretentious attention whore, and when I find a character is too popular or too liked, and depending on the person who likes that character, I change my opinion on whether or not I like that character. You're a little too cornball for me to share similar character liking attributes with you. To be completely honest, I'm like, oh, if he likes that character, what does that say about me? A lot. Jace the Ace, hello Jace the Ace. Our fan favorite Jace Ace, how are you doing? Anybody remember Rainforest Cafe? Yeah, they still exist, all things considered. We have one here in Vegas. Stella retired? Stella is retired. Dare I say Homeowner Association also ruined Halloween? Do you remember the Max Stranger Things decoration? And is no. And it depends on the Homeowners Association, because I've lived in communities without them and with them, and I appreciate them more than I do without them. If you've lived in the lawless land of a Homeowners Association, like the lawless version without one, good luck. That's all I can say. Shout out to the wild days of Tennessee. 100% retired. I also like Matikane Fukuki Taru. There's one near me too. Shout out to Rainforest Cafe. Shout out to Rainforest Cafe. Tasato, how much money do we have to pay you? Actually, I forgot. I don't have to pay you anything. How about you take the Chaos Adakimakura to a Rainforest Cafe? I will pay for your food. I'll pay for your food and whatever you order for me and your Dakimakura. When can we get that done? When can we get on this? Are you saying that Stella is like 65 years old? I am, actually. I think they said that they were, what was it, 66? We don't, Jace, like, we don't discriminate against people's ages around here. I know you got a big little complicated deal with it, but not around here do we discriminate with people's ages. I love Rainforest Cafe. I loved it too, actually. I thought it was so cool. And I don't know if you guys had this, but we had one in Tennessee, but Aquarium Restaurant. It was just called the Aquarium Restaurant. And that one was really, really pretty. I like that one better, actually. I went to Rainforest Cafe in Florida, like mid-food. Either later this week or this weekend. Alright, guys. We're gonna send to Tasato with Rainforest Cafe with my Dakimakura. Do you think, okay, Tasato, do you think you could at least vlog it? Because if anything, that would be kind of smart to put that up on your YouTube channel. So we can review it here, and then you can put the full vlog up on your YouTube channel. Wild. You can pronounce that, but nothing else. Japanese is very easy to pronounce, actually, you know? You should have seen me. What was I saying? Like, trapezy yesterday? I don't know, it's tough. 66 as of July, that's right. A cusp Leo. And I thought my dad was old. How old is your dad, Jace the Ace? Rainforest Cafe is amazing. Their food's actually not that bad. I'm a slob and a glutton when it comes to food. So honestly, anywhere that has like non-disgusting food, I'll just eat it. So it's like, I think it's fine. You know what I mean? Ace to medicine? Are you talking about ace to medicine? Leave the ace to medicine out of here. The cafe here is low-key mid. That sucks. Like, a lot of it, like, the whimsy is like the seasoning. You know what I mean? The whimsy and the thunderstorms, that's the seasoning. That's all you need. Also, this looks awesome. Thank you. It's just a giant X. I couldn't think of anything else more creative for the hair clip. So I'm like, you know what? At the minimum, this will be the filler. I also think, probably not on stream, I'll probably redo my Shrine Maiden outfit for this new model too. Because I think it could use some nice touch-ups. I don't know how I'd go about it, to be honest. That would be kind of hard to vlog and carry a giant plushie at the same time. You know what I mean? That's why we need to get you. We need to get you the Meta glasses. Because, like, can it record while it's on your face? But I love how the Meta glasses look so obviously like these are glasses with a camera installed. You know what I mean? Like, it's not subtle at all. When I really think about it, English is a hard language. It's a ridiculous language to learn. It really is. Everyone's like, It's really hard. I'm not listening to anybody who says otherwise. Okay, let's alpha lock this. Excuse me. What does this little picture mean? Oh, you might hear thunder. I think it might rain where I'm at. Okay, what does this little guy mean? Excuse me. Rasterize. There we go. Now we can lock it. Okay. My dad is 52. Your dad is... And you're 18? Jesus, your dad had you at a really late time. Because my dad is like, I think 55. And I'm 11 years older than you, Jace Ace. Shout out to Japanese having the sinless phonemes. Phonemes. On the planet. Why do I feel like that's not how you say it? But either way, you know what I mean? I used to think Stella was like late 20s or early 30s. They know how to stay hip and young with the times. They chronically live on TikTok and social media, so that's how they fit in and blend in. The frog. Wood versus wood, red versus reed. Rotten hell English language. The Meta glasses are so wild to me because we just already grew out of tech glasses, the Google glasses, like a bajillion years ago. Zuck is on his own. He's on his own playing field, okay? He just does whatever he feels. You know? Your dad is dad age. It really is. He really is. Jace is 18. Jace is 18. Jace just had a birthday here recently. Bluetooth earpieces back. Why not? Mid-30s, isn't that crazy? I don't know. I feel like my dad's old, but it's like I'm kind of old too. But it's like, you know what I mean? Because I will say, like, I gave my dad so much shit for having a kid at whatever age he had the kid at. Whichever one, my younger brother, the 10-year age gap we have. Phonemes. Are we hip? Dark Virus? You act like you're like 24. I think you just turned 24. You know what I mean? So yes, we are hip. La-boo-boos. The la-boo-boo. So I'm in the middle at 20. Not too old, not too young. That's a child. 20 years old is a child. Alright, now let's try coloring. So I tried for the first time. I'm a very cel-shaded artist, as you can see. I tried with like a different kind of blending of the coloring around here, and I don't think it looks too bad. I gotta learn how to do this more. Because I want to make my artwork look pretty. Kind of old hag status approaching. Official hag age, I think, is 30. I'm 20. My dad is 46. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Maybe. I'm not good at the math. I can't do the quick maths. What a hypocrite. She tells us not to say F and S, and yet she says them on stream. Hypocrite. Jace the Ace. Language. Do you want to be timed out, Jace the Ace? See, I don't mean to, Jace the Ace. Listen here. Jace the Ace, listen to this. I was in the United States Navy. If you don't curse every other sentence, you actually get kicked out. So it's still in my system to curse often. I'm trying to feed it out of my system, Jace the Ace. I really am. I'm sorry if I slip up. I'm only human. Believe it or not. Okay, I think this is the layer I was using. Perfect. All right, let's do a little... I think the shading matches new face look really well. Thank you. I'm trying my best out here. Jace is 18, bro, can curse now. I know, he turned 18, and that's all he's been doing. You can tell, like, he gets so excited to curse, and I'm like, oh, brother. Oh, brother. It's true, I can confirm. See, Jace the Ace? Caleb confirms it, too. He's also in the military. See, I was so smart, so I didn't have to make a new... What's it called? Oh, these are all in the same layer? What if I killed myself, actually? Yeah, I did put that on the same layer. Alright! We love this. Okay. Jacket. Top layer. Caleb's also in the military, so he's telling the truth. Duplicate layer. Bottom. I stopped cursing when I was like 13. It's just trashy, all things considered. I try to stop too. Jace calls me out for being a hypocrite. Jace, you're so funny. You know why they're bad words anyway? What's so bad about saying something like censored? It's just improper. You could be more intellectually inclined and just say something that's a little bit more fit for the situation. All right, top layer. So we're gonna take this and we're gonna erase. We're gonna erase. No, just kidding. We're not gonna erase. We're gonna. There we go. Don't do it. Live. Why do you think Kaoza left the Navy? She went clean. I'm saying exactly. Exactly. They hazed me out of there. They say you're not gonna curse. All right, you're getting kicked out. Don't kill yourself. You're too sexy. Something embarrassing about me is that I curse more in person than I do online. I swear I sound like VisiPop character IRL. I try not to curse. I try not to curse. Because, like, I have a pretty creative way of speaking, and so I can just do better. I'm holding myself accountable. I'm gonna do better. The normal apology. Alright, there we go. Take you. And over here. You know when I used the plotagon once, I made my characters drop the F-bomb ever... What is plotagon? It sounds like the Pentagon, but like in Roblox. I curse more in English than Portuguese. So you can speak Portuguese? Is that the language? So, okay, so I'm obviously not informed. Is Brazilian not a language? Is like, you know what I mean? Like, kind of like how Mexican is not a language, it's Spanish. Is that the equivalent of that? So Brazilian is not a language, is what I'm getting, right? Son of a biscuit. Slowly, this is starting to become the plot of South Park, bigger, longer, and uncut. Says Jace the Ace. Another reference to a male genitalia. This is a 2 for 2 days in a row for Jace. American moment. Correct. I hate to break it to you, I don't know much about Brazil. I do not. There's no such thing as a Brazilian language. There we go. Brazilian is not a language. Alright, there we go. So that is the equivalency. Okie dokie. Chase the Ace? Are you? Hold on. Fuck, did I also put that white on there? I bet I did. I did. We're living in tough times, you guys. Alright, bottom layer. Stargazer, Portuguese actually wrong. But yeah, we speak Portuguese just like the Mexicans speak Spanish. Okay. That's what I thought. I am not up to date on my Brazilian lore. I hate to break it to everybody. I don't know. I mean, that is also true. That is also very true. I hate to break it to you guys. I am not all-knowing. But if you have a social dilemma or question, I know the answer. Source me. Alright, put you there. Nice, 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 nice. Olter speaks Canadian. Stella speaks American. I speak American. You know? I'm impressed as many people know that Brazil speaks Portuguese. Almost everyone I know IRL thinks Brazil speaks Spanish. Spanish. Shout out to Portuguese. Well, I never knew that. But soon after we colonize Portugal, it will become Brazilish. Brazilese. Brazilese. You said you were all knowing at least last stream you lied to me. Me? I would never lie to you. I don't know who you were watching, Stormy. I physically cannot tell a lie, actually. I hate to break it to you. Alright, let's get a little bit of bigger, eraser. Have you been to Bahia? What the hell is Bahia? What in tarnation? Did you seriously think I was referring to a penis with those 3 words, Jace the Ace? I did. I'll say it with my chest. I did, Jace the Ace. You seem to have a fascination with them, and that is totally fine, but I'm just simply picking up on the fascination. Alright, ink drop. There we go. Back to this. Let's do this around a 30. 30 is a little too chunky. 25. Maybe that was the evil Kaoza. Guys, I'm gonna make a clone. When my PC's up and running, yes, I'm gonna still try and make a child, but I think I'm gonna make, firstly, a clone of myself. Because that would actually be really funny to try and make, like, an AI clone. Okay. Put you... We're gonna take this. Top layer. I want to see just a tiny bit of it. There you go. You're supposed to be my therapist and now you're gaslighting me. This is why Chase is mean to you. Me? I'm not mean either. I don't like these slanderous words. Jace the Ace is the only person who, attempts to keep me in check. Jace the Ace is the bravest of all men around here. Everyone else is just like, yes, Kaosa, you're right. Jace is like, I'm gonna put an end to this. Can YouTube stop randomly turning my chat into a pop-up ad for Webtoon? Shout out to Webtoon. They were really, really popular during like the pandemic time frame. I feel like I don't really see many people talk about them. Can the world handle 2 KOs? Probably not. Probably not. But then, this way I can ask my AI self what to do in situations. I think that'd be kind of cool. Kaosa's AI should be called Kaosa. I think I'll make it Kaosa 1, and then I'll be Kaosa 2. Very simple, you know what I mean? Where's Erase? Erase. I'm still getting used to all these little doodads and thingamajigs on Clip Studio Paint. Jace is the FU, said the FU guy. Jace Ace is trying his best. He is my D1 heckler, though. That really kicked in. Jace Ace, do you know why I keep you around, even though you bring me nothing but stress? Do you know why I keep you around, Jace the Ace? I wonder. Because I easily could have blocked you very early on. KO's Eye! Oh, that's a good one, actually. When you language when someone drops a bomb, you said like a parent, teacher, school, or child student. How about just something like you want those to be your last words? I don't care if they're your last words or not, though. That's the problem, Jace the Ace. And second of all, that is my intention to give off an air of parental figure when I say language. So I'm glad you picked up on my very direct intention to do so. Erase. It doesn't really matter. These are underneath. Okay. We got the top layer. Put you fully up. Perfect. And the bottom layer. Alright. Top layer. Jacket. top layer color. Jacket bottom layer color. What if KO's eye just says, I'm the all-knowing? I'm not the all-knowing, you know. Tough. Delete. We'll start over. Bottom layer. Great. Jacket bottom layer. This is just the entire top layer. Okay. Jacket top layer. Here in Brazil, if you curse too much as a child, they wash your mouth out with soap. My mom always used to threaten that. I didn't know if that was like a real thing. I never got it personally, but I did get threatened with that one quite a bit. Alright, now this I can get rid of. And this I'll just keep for reference for now. Okie dokie. Well, do you know what they say when I bring up the show and film series? Jace Ace, you are such a child, Jace Ace. You turned 18. You gotta stop being so childish. Why do you think it's so funny? Like, Jace Ace, we've all heard of Jackass. We've all heard about it. You're not, you know, funny, cool, haha, smart for saying, like, look, I'm saying a curse word, but I'm referring to the brand. Ha 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 ha. Jace Ace, you're corny. Stargazer gives a full meal to Jace Ace. My mom tried to make me wash my mouth out with soap once, but then I threw up on her precious clean carpet. That's smart to throw up, actually. My Brazilian parents just hit me. I got my ass beat all the time as a child, rip. It was just like butt spanking, but I'm like, I will say it straightened me up a good amount of time. Top layer color. Alright, bottom layer, let's hide you. Alright, and I think, make sure this is mirroring, perfect. Good to go. My mom did put soap in our mouths. Really? I just realized just then you said R. Do you have Oh, that's right, you do have a sister. The one that got me with the Lululemon comment, damn. That still was so funny. I think about that often. I said flip. What the flip? Okay, I think that's good. Is that good over here? Yeah, I did do that over here. Okay, I'm just making sure. Throwing out the holy cornball. You know what I mean? Type shit. You know what I mean? Jace Ace is a child. You calling me corny? Well, right now I'm... How do I even address this? Guys, help me. Guys, help me. Oh, God. I thankfully didn't get my mouth washed out with soap because it almost happened. Yeah, my mom definitely did threaten. Where is the curse jar? You know what I mean? Jace Ace. Let's not talk about you're feeling erotic in a chat where nobody is doing anything erotic. How about that, okay? I know. I'll sew it myself. That's a clip. I don't know. That was something else, Jace Ace. You are certainly something. Jace was trying to rap. One time my sister put soap in her mouth on her own the second she got in trouble. That's actually really funny. It's like, if you're a parent, how do you even react to that? You know what I mean? I think I told you guys my younger brother was a kleptomaniac at one point. He was like real young, like 6 or 7. And for the life of him, he would not stop stealing vegetables from the grocery store. And we'd always ask him, Kale's his brother, did you take this from the store? And he's like, no. And we'd check his bag and then there were potatoes. Do we have the clips from the Valentine stream? Which ones? What would you want as a clip from there? It's helpful if you put like a clip point in like the channel in the Discord. But Caleb is just gonna make us do all the work for him so he can show up to one stream a month and be like, look guys, I'm attending stream. Where's the clip I asked for? Greedy people. It's hard to rap when you cannot F because it makes you sound like a Mandarin duck. Jace Ace is giving like AI. Like, calm down. I realize you definitely have some sort of disorder. Like some dopamine disorder. Because like, why are you so fixated on getting attention? Where's my color? Where'd you go? Jace Ace, if the conversation is not about you, you're losing your mind. And I find that very interesting. I will help. Finally pulling some weight around here. Whoopsie, forgot to leave. I accidentally stole a bagel once and I cried realizing we didn't pay for that. I think I've done that once or twice, but I was kind of like, oh, that was weird. And that was about it. She was like 4. She didn't even know she stole. That's fair. Beanie Baby from a store. My mom made her go back to the store alone, give it back, and apologize. That's, I mean, to me, like, that's good parenting. Like, for example, like, I was walking the strip the other day, and this kid was like, he was not in the way, but he was coming into the way. And the parent was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, because he was, like, taking up a bunch of space. But he said it preemptively, and the kid didn't even do anything to me. And I'm like, that's really just kind to, like, be aware that your child is, like, taking up extra space. It's like good parenting. But then there was like another time where I was wearing white shoes and this lady, her kid was like bobbing around and she like stepped all over my shoes and she just looked at the kid and said like, don't do that. And I'm like, this is a great time to be like, okay, you can't do that to strangers. You should apologize. Or, hey, I'm sorry my daughter stepped on your shoes. Sometimes that stuff gets me very irate. I want attention now, says Jeff Jefferson, who Jeff Jefferson has not been active in years in the community. And now he's like, you know what? I want attention. Attention whores, all of you. Diagnosed mentally ill by Chaosa. Jace, there's something going on here. That's for sure. All right, back to Zipper. Where's Sasato? Remember when he loved you? You know what I mean? Hopefully in the gym. Boy needs to get his weight up. You've seen the stick man. Yeah, Tasato's missing. He's a fake simp. We need to find a new one. We need to find a new simp. Hopefully he has a little bit more finances than Tasato does. You know, because it's getting tough out here. You know what I mean? This economy. Eldridge is, taking every, living penny I obtain. Unbelievable. You're fighting everyone today. Why not? You know what I mean? Why not? The girl smelled the scent of fresh new shoes and made her mission to stain them. It's just so... You know what I mean? There's nothing I hate more. Like, for example, I know I would not be a perfect parent, or even probably a good parent, given my circumstances. So I'm not going to have a child. You know what I mean? I pray some people, and not to imply that this lady didn't apologize for her child, so she shouldn't have had a child. But I mean, in general, people who are just clearly not ready to parent, and thus they just don't care, and then they create a gremlin who will just be a stain to society when they grow up. It's very frustrating to watch. Where's my ink dropper? Not it. I'm not missing. Hi, says Tasato. I think you are missing. Exactly happened to my wife. My wife said ow because the kid had stepped on her 3 times and the bitch went, you know what? Like now I'm not even gonna say sorry. The child or who said that? But either way, like it's really frustrating. I'm broke, it can't be me. Shout out to my broke chat. It's alright, I'm broke too, you guys. We're all in this economy together. My boy Tasato is being slandered. Hello, that one leaf. That is so funny. Have you been... That's so interesting. I've seen like a lot of people chatting and it says you have number 3 for some reason. For the crown. But like... This is like the first time I've seen you chat. How does that work? I'd say Mr. Plan B, but his standards may be higher than Tasato's. Plan B is now fucking Plan Delta. Okay, he's gone a few drops. The whole... Every time I'm like talking to him, we're beefing about something. I'm like, this is insufferable. And exactly why he struggles with what he struggles with. You know what I mean? Get me off this economy ride, Mr. Bones. It is exactly why. Hi, you. is his own demise. He's like, why can't I find a woman? Here's a challenge. Last to swear wins $10,000. Are you supporting the money, Jace the Ace? I didn't know you were a big baller. White stripe. He's been here the entire time. There is no way. All of chat is broke today. This is my third message. Thank you very much. We're all brokey. We're in our broke era. Guys, we're all chopped, unk, and broke. It's tough out here. I love that TikTok audio. My armpits stink. I gotta shower. I love my very informative chat. He's so close to seeing he's this close. I thought we almost had a breakthrough whenever we were all chatting in the hotel that one time. No. No. Hayu is something else. Guys, we're having a sale at Kaoza.store. Thank you for being a member for so long. Dark Virus. And we are. I realize, like, you know, that I think that's probably smarter. So just put the store link in the pinned comment. I've been chopped since before you were born. That's correct. If there's anybody who's the choppedest around here, it's Tasato. Right, let's do that. France! Right. He's chopped and unk. Unbelievable. SpongeBob Jeff. It was a nice talk in the hotel. He was so funny though. I think I'm gonna add a little tiny mini stripe. I think that'd be kind of cute. Erase. Shower boy will shower goodbye. Speaking of TikTok, have you seen that VR chat worm guy? Oh, Marcus. Is his name Marcus? Or is one of the characters named Marcus? You know what I mean? I think his name is Marcus, but yes, I keep seeing him. That guy's pretty funny. What does chopped mean? What does chop mean? Says innocently, or innocently asks Tasato. Right after being called chopped. What, guys? How would you describe chopped? If you were just to describe chopped, you know what I mean? Marcus, that's it. There we go. There we go. This auto showing his age. You know what I mean? The way a family is made is not family friendly, so it's impossible to remain family friendly your entire life if you're a parent. No shit, Jace the Ace. No shit. Oh god, now he's gonna yell at me for cursing. Alright, do I want a thin line? No, I don't, because I think it'll clash with a skirt. How old are you, Tasato? 84. Chopped is like cooked, I think. It's, yeah, that's like kind of like a good way of putting it, but it just means like usually you're physically ugly or unattractive. Like if you're overweight, if you got bad genetics, you got bad hair, you're chopped. If you look older than what you are, chopped. You know, that type of stuff. I'm fat, I just know chopped cheese. Shout out to the generated response from Himari. Why'd you say no S Sherlock? Because that's corny. Because that's corny, Jace the Ace. I am anti-corny around here. That type of stuff is like the commentary that was used back in like the 80s. I'm not corny. Alright, what is this? Let's right click. Let's get my little... Why is it so hard to just... Oh, we're chopped. Think the guy was, oh, Fukustar of the Fuji Gallery. We love the Donut Prince, Fukustar. Okay. Why did that just disappear? Jacket bottom layer. Oh, that's why. Okay. Oh, okay, okay. Top layer. White stripe. Let's close all of you. Let's get you out of here. And then color. Yeehaw! We got this. Look at that. Thank God you're so hipped. We're smile pilled now. That is true. We are kindness pilled. Billions must smile. Today these hands are for everybody. Am I aggressive today? I don't think so. What in the Sigma? It's what the Sigma. Sharp jawline that you can cut paper is good, right? Chopped is the opposite. Exactly. You have snatched and you have chopped. Snatched? It makes sense. Like, you know, like think of a very narrow waist or a snatched jawline. Very narrow, like not extra neck flopping. Snatched. 67. Yeah, so I guess originally that's from a song. That's where the whole 67 thing came from, but that's just dumb. Gotta go do some stuff. See you later, Caleb. I appreciate you being here. Yes, you're very mean to me. Me? I just often want to train my lovely and cute students to become very mentally rigid against the cruelties of the war. The world. And thus, you know, you don't let the people, if they're ever being mean to you, you don't let it get to them. So I give you good practice. What the war? The war. That was funny. Caught an orthography stray. What is that? Orthography stray? Orthography. Ortho? What does that mean? True the war. Not the 6'7" fish, Stella, that's based. You learned that? Yeah? Question mark says Raina. Hell yeah. You're pretty sweet and cheerful today. I think so. You know what I mean? I'm just working on my model, getting work done. Alright, now I can get rid of you. Get out of here. Right there. Now we have separate layers for the two. Nice, 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 nice. Jacket top layer. And now I can get back to coloring. Clipping. Alright, yeehaw. You know, I mostly learned to swear from YouTube back when I was like 5 or 6. Jace the Ace, that is excellent information that I was really wanting to know. So I do truly appreciate you telling me these things, Jace the Ace. Orthography is a rule of a written language. Oh. If she's ever mean to you, you deserve it, is what we've learned. Says Tazato. Whoops. Wrong paint. Let's see. How do I want to do this? I think that should be fine. Maybe. Chaosa is endearing today. You know, I'm never mean to you guys. I would never do such a thing. Alright, let me see if I can blur this a little bit. This is pretty lighthearted, you know what I mean? All things considered. Okay, no, I don't like that. I like that. A little bit dark right there. What a verbose way of saying no one asked. I guess we're built different main characters, Stargazer. Oh, hang on a second. I need to go pee. All I can say is it's really tough out here, you guys. It is really tough out here. Alright, let me go back to the jacket bomb layer. Why are you not on? Where is the jacket? Okay, there's the jacket. Okay, what is this? This is all one layer too. Is that what we want? I wonder. If you perceive KO as being mean to you, it's actually a you problem. You know what I mean? Do I want to make this separate layers? I'm trying to think. Sometimes I can sense the sass through the screen. Me? Me? So the only problem is I don't know how to... I kind of want to do all the paint coloring at once. Do I want to leave the jacket one layer? Do I even want to care? Let me see. I'll just do a light color real quick. Hold on. Where's my light? My light, my light, my light. What if I want Kay to be mean to me? That's a lot of my chat, actually. Whatever freak reason. Chat, it's a different type of fan base, I suppose. I know, Rena. Okay, I do not like that at all. Don't like that either. Let me try to turn it this way. I tried getting 7 people I'm close to and join the KOs Don't Touch Discord, all rejected offer because they don't like socializing. That is fair. That is fair. Stargazer said, I'm a mod now. I have stake in this. Let me get my friends to join. Stargazer, Stargazer, Stargazer. Graves, Frost, Fire, a donut. I don't like that. I'm still learning how to do all this proper blending and whatnot. Let's take you and then blend that. That does not look very good. Where's my birthday cake, says Dark Virus? Alpha Lock. Let's make this a light pink. This was before I became a mod. Stargazer sets the record straight. Okay, I like donuts, actually. That's good, J-Stace. That's good to hear. I kind of wanted some today, but I was like, you know what? I gotta behave. I tend to let donuts get the best of me. I gotta put an end to it sometime. Sorry, we left it in the fridge. Dark Virus, they said, KOs is not getting a cake. Unbelievable. Alright, that doesn't look the best. I'll come back and fix it, though. I still don't know if I want to do that all in one layer. Love Teen Unizumi. Unizumi? What is that? Snarky Dark Virus's cake day already? Yes, today is Dark Virus's birthday if you didn't, if you weren't aware, Raina. Let's go to the sleeves. Right? Yep. I think that should be a good color. Long sleeve color. Unizumi. I ate a blueberry donut today. Was it tasty? That doesn't look too bad. I think, no, though. Good God, it's the layers. It's the hardest part to deal with all this. Let's get rid of you. Yeppers, it was glazed too? That sounds good. Millie, Geobot, and you. Thank you, Fukustar. Where's the jacket? Long sleeve color. Let me do new line art, clothing mask. And then there. I think that should look kind of good. I wonder if like a lot of coloring is just like not lifting up your pen. All things considered. Alpha Lock? Because I personally feel like that's kind of like what it is. I'm not getting it any darker though, Rippy. Alright, let's try a little bit darker. Not bad, not bad. Alpha Lock. Blur that little area right there. Let's do a little bit of darker, like this, and see if that does anything. Right here. I don't like that. Alpha Lock again. There we go, that looks a little bit better. I don't know. No, I don't like that at all. At any time, old guy. Anytime, you old fucks, Serena. Serena, you're so funny. You were so funny. Alright, now let me do my history real quick. Back to this color for here. There we go. Nice to meet you. This is my first time here in Japanese. Hajimemashite. Shokei desu? I don't understand. But But nice to meet you, Ichika. How are you doing? Anybody remember Bubble Guppies? I don't personally. Your Japanese is very good. Arigatou gozaimashita. I appreciate it. Hot take. Jace, you're a D1 hater. You're a hater. I use a translation device, but I want to become friends with VTubers. Oh, that's cool. Do you also use Vtube, Ichika? Because that's really cool, actually. You're so old. I need to do that. Hold on. I like that country Japanese. We're like, gomenasai. Gomenasari. And we love toast. Bubble Guppies. Your appearance and voice are also very wonderful. Oh, thank you. I didn't see that. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Nice to meet you. I don't understand. We are VTuber friends. Gomenasari. Ariga thanks. Ariga thanks. We are VTuber friends. Hell yeah. Americanese. You know what I mean? You gotta say it with a country accent too. Ariga thanks. Moshwake arimasari. Alright, let's see how this looks. I think that looks a little too... I need a little bit more shading. I'm blurring. I'm not shading. Rippy. Rip. United States and ease. Alright, thank you. We'll just do this color. Alright, why are we not... Okay, Alpha Lock. Your illustration is so great. Thank you so much. I drew my current VTuber model. Why am I not drawing anything, though? Hold on. That's weird. Am I on the right layer? Oh, I'm not. That's why. Oh, that's so funny. I was down here. Okay. I drew my current VTuber model, and I'd like to make a new one. That is way too dark. You know, I'm in my story, in my mind, Americans refers to the enemies by Yankees or Yank. Unless you put that story on paper, it doesn't exist, Jace Ace, so I implore you to write and create. Kawaii, thank you. I don't like how that turned out. I'm not gonna lie. I might have to redo that one. It kind of just looks like a blob smear. Yeah, I did not like that. Alright, let's get out of here! Okay. Back to that prior color, which I think is this one. And now this. So this a little bit, and then more like that. I think that looks a little too bad now, I'm not gonna lie. Shout out to me not knowing how to actually color! Kiwi! It says Stargazer. What the? Okay, that doesn't look too bad. I just gotta blur it a little bit more. Any Kiwi havers in chat? Ah, I recently got introduced to figs. And by introduced, it means I went to Costco and I saw them. I'm like, wow, I've never tried a fig before. And so I've been eating figs, and like low-key, they slap. You just rip off their stem and just eat it. I don't know if you're supposed to not eat the skin. Either way, I just eat the entire thing. It is pretty good, all things considered. I'm allergic to kiwis. Figs are so yummy. Low-key, they're slept on. Like partridge in a fig tree. Were you in the Navy? I really respect that. Yes, I was. I was in the military, the United States military. I worked on spy planes. And now I'm a VTuber. who draws for a living. Alright, I think that doesn't look too bad. We'll come back and we'll add more shading down the road. Alright, let's alpha lock you. Sad, said Raina. Raina, what's sad? Raina? Raina, what's sad? Raina? What part is sad? Spy planes? Yeah, the P-8 aircraft is actually a spy aircraft. A surveillance and reconnaissance aircraft. I saw them on the news a couple months ago, and they referred to them as spy planes. I'm like, yeah, that actually kind of like translate exactly what what it is pretty easy. Nice model, Oshi. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. A lot of people avoid figs because wasps lay eggs. Why would you tell me that? You know, okay, so I could have sworn I saw a picture somewhere of a fig with like a bug in it. So every time I eat it, I rip it open first and check it. And it's like, thank you for validating that. Do often? Why'd you just ruin my life? Stella was like, you know what? She's having too good of a time. Let's put an end to this. In my old house, we had a fig tree. My brother took care of it. My older sister accidentally... How did you... Okay, are we talking about the older sister who has a child with a man who has multiple baby mothers? Are we talking about that one? How do you accidentally cut down a tree? I would love to know. Being allergic to kiwi's fruit but hating fruit. Oh, okay, that's what's sad. Kanade, hello. How are you doing? Okay. Stella just ruined my life. Many such cases. Alright. This is not looking... Let's alpha lock this. Just kidding. We already alpha locked. Rip. Alright, maybe we can do something here. It doesn't look too bad. I followed you on Twitter. Thank you. I appreciate it. I need to use Twitter more. But I always forget to, and I always don't want to. And then when I do use it, I'm like, let me just turn off replies. I don't want to hear anybody's opinion about what I'm doing. I miss eating kiwis. They're delicious, but I turned allergic. That sounds like weird. That like sounds strange. Well, let me color that middle sleeve. Or excuse me, that middle belt. What is this? Belt liner? Belt liner? Belt color? I need to use Twitter more. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it seems like all the cool kids, like that's how they market their... is on Twitter. And I'm trying to be cool. Believe it or not, you guys. I'm trying to be cool. I'm allergic to mangoes. Hey chat, are you getting ready for your 763 different tests? The textbook is calling, says Raina. Your model's adorable. I'm obsessed. Thank you. I appreciate it. I hope my next model... Whoopsie, where the... This one I'm working on now does look as cute as the one I'm currently using. What is going on here? Oh, I'm blending, that's why. Rippy. You don't have to try. You're effortlessly cool. Guys, am I cool? Can I get some non-biased opinions here? Am I cool, you guys? Take this off. I hate when that happens. Okay, so let's take this. Do that. And then like a little bit right here. Look at that. I kind of did what I was trying to do. Yes, you are cool, says Millie Moody. Oh, thank you. I cannot last more than 10 minutes on Twitter until I end up uninstalling, pacing aggressively for a bit by how toxic it is. I would have to agree with you, however. It just sucks. And like, I think that's like the best way to kind of like, because I want to find more people to like collaborate with. Because I want friends. You know what I mean? You're very cool. The only functioning social media application these days. It really is, all things considered. You're like a solid 7.8 out of 10 cool. Okay, how do I become cooler? To Dark Virus, I do ask. Alright, let's do a little light color. Light. It's kind of hard because like I need to find people with my sense of humor. You know what I mean? It's really hard to find cool. Well, I know physically I certainly am not, because I'm always sweaty. Good lord. Because it's really hard to find people who are, like, not, for lack of a better term, mad sensitive. You know what I mean? Alright, we're gonna just blur that. Alright, let me put the little guy over here. And so it'd be kind of cool to have people like that. Move to New York! It's expensive. That should be a crime, not X. Okay. I really wish there was Procreate on, what's it called? Computer. I really do wish. I either need someone who's like the opposite, like a very sweet personality to mine, so we contrast really good, or someone who I can be equally evil with. Those are my two choices. Where's sunglasses? Alright, guys. Am I cool now? Gone for oranges. And there's a level with that kind of thing. Being cool? For one day, I will try to be like Kaoza. Alright, Stargazer. You have to do your best Kaoza impression. You did that one time. Menaces to society together. Exactly. Either we'll be terrorists together, or nice, perfectly matching, conflicting personalities. Alright, so we're doing something here. I wouldn't say we're doing something effectively. 20% cooler, I'll take it. Are you doing okay, KO? What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm doing just fine. I just want... What are you talking about? Wow, so cool. Thank you. Personality-wise. Guys, we need to act like KOs a day. You guys have to do your best impressions of me, and the best KOs wins. We got along. That is true. That is true. But you're not very marketable. I need a cute VTuber. Make a cute VTuber, Dark Virus, and then we'll go from there. You know what I mean? We gotta give the people something. Alright, we'll take that. You don't seem like your usual self today. I don't have a usual self. That's your first problem. There is no usual me. I simply am just KOs and that's it. There's no personality involved. I am an ever-changing, hormone-fluctuating woman who has a mental disorder. There's no predictability around here. I'm surprised you haven't realized that yet. Alright, so I don't really like... Alright, let's do the top belt. I think it's under jacket accessories. Just kidding. It's right here. Rope copy. This is a liner? Yeah. Rope. Line art. Rope. Color. Someone actually got it! Giving apples to oranges. Okay, it's impressive. You guys, I'm not bipolar and we're having a contest and I'll stream more often on God. Guys, is that what I sound like? I just need to make the video. I love how I put the contest stuff on. I put it literally on my desk. So I'm like, yeah, this will get me to fucking do it. And every single time I just get distracted with my PC. But on God, you guys, we'll be having that contest one day. KO's a little effed up, but that's a part of the fun. Exactly. There's no predictability around here. Oopsie. What the hell is going even on here? I asked a question, but then said I didn't ask. Exactly. But you have to do effort. You can't just say that. Because I would never say that. So you have to just do it, though. I don't say, I'm this person. I just do it. The burnt PC saga. I know. New PSU on the way. We got it this time, you guys. This is it. This is what we're missing. We're missing a new PSU. Not marketable? That's true. Maybe a little low energy a tad. It's probably just hormone fluctuations. Alright, let's take it. And also I'm like trying to low-key work on my little model, you know what I mean? I'm trying, you guys, I'm trying my best. That looks so bad. What is going on here? Okay, it doesn't look too bad. I just gotta blur it together. One day! It will never happen. Okay, listen to this, though. I've had a bunch of contests in the past, and every single time I said I'm gonna do one, I do it. I'm just the slowest person in the world. And when chat figures that out, they will start to live in peace. Because it is coming. I'm just slow. Calling her low energy today? That's messed up. I disagree. Next stream is just setting up my next contest while chat holds me accountable. I think low-key that might be the smartest idea. That's true. Chat is allowed to bully me if I don't. Alright. I don't know if I really... From far away, it doesn't look too bad. Your child is the one that called her crazy. Come get your son. Tasato. You see, Dark Virus, we let Tasato become a parent to Debunked, and look how Debunked is turning out. Really makes you think. Slowest, absolutely. The slowest to ever do it. Alright, you guys. New arc. I'm gonna stop being slow. I'm gonna stop being slow. Manifesting. I never said she was crazy. I said she doesn't feel like herself. I will say this is just definitely me. It's just you have to understand I have... Oh, I didn't tell you guys my most recent diagnosis. Me, when the VA hands me another diagnosis, that only implies that I'm going to kill myself. But it makes a lot of sense. I've always said I had a hormone disorder, not bipolar, which I still... Bipolar, I'm still kind of on the fence on whether or not I have. But they did diagnose me with that disorder I was talking about, which is PMDD. And it's like a mood and mental disorder. That is based on like the fluctuations of your hormones. And it kind of sucks. My most recent, you know, unbelievable. Another one. New meta diagnosis, you know what I mean? We add them to our collection. So yeah, I have that now. Yeehaw. Where's my little thingy? And PMDD is basically when your brain has like an improper response to your hormones fluctuating, like your female hormones. So like obviously like the female cycle, it's not just a period, it's also like sometimes in your cycle. So it's like a cycle is like from day one, is when you start your period, to the however long it takes you start to your period again. That's your cycle. So like the day one, the menstruation and stuff like that comes with like the follicular phase, and then the ovulation phase, and then the, what's it called? Luteal phase. I vote against you having bipolar, maybe bipolar 3. I could see bipolar 3, all things considered. And so my brain basically just has a very bad mental reaction to the fluctuations of all the hormones. And for some people, sometimes myself included, it can be like, what is that word? Deliberating? Deliberating. It could be basically, it's like, it manifests as like severe like ADHD, hard to focus, and like just like mental, like you're so angry sometimes, and then you're so depressed and so suicidal. And it's like, it definitely explains how sometimes I'm like losing my mind, and I'm like, you know what? Today's the day, you guys. Today's finally the day. Debilitating. There we go. Debilitating. There we go. I'm sorry you got the PMDD diagnosis. I mean, it's like, it is what it is. The only unfortunate thing is like, I think the only way they can really try to do anything about it is if they, give me an SSRIs, and I've tried SSRIs, and I'm a no thank you dio to SSRIs. I tried it, and I'm like, no thank you. So they can frick off. That sucks so bad, though. It really does, all things considered. So the only thing I can really do is just try different various things to see. But interestingly enough, I did see that people were saying a big reason why it happens, like one of the reasons why it could happen, is because of insulin resistance. And I thought that was funny because like I've always had insulin resistance, you know what I mean? So I'm like, maybe I was right. I'm a woman. I get that too. You know what I mean? Chizu Coyote merch. What is Chizu Coyote? Do you really need bipolar when you have PMDD? A lot of people say that when you have PMDD, a lot of people will get... What the... Was I just erasing? I was. Whoopsie. When you have PMDD, you often get misdiagnosed as having bipolar. So that certainly could be the case. But that's why I just don't really pay too much attention to all these little things the doctors give me. There's not much that can be done. SSRI side effects piss me off so badly. Yeah, it's just not worth it to me. So what I'm personally trying to do is I'll probably start taking Bearbean again, which is like to help control what's it called? Insulin resistance. Like it really helps with it. And then I'll try taking an excess amount of vitamin D. Because vitamin D is a hormone, and if my brain's having a bad reaction to hormones, perhaps that can do something. I don't know. Once again, I am not a doctor, but I'm going to try my best. Shit, man. I mean, it is what it is. What can you do, really, you know? I can live each day and live an example to people who have this disorder that it's possible to continue living. That's really all I can do. Okay, I don't think that looks too bad, all things considered. I'm learning that, like, lighter coloring is not a bad thing, you know what I mean? I have a tendency to, like, over-color sometimes. And it ends here. My friend took, like, SSRIs for something during a test and ended up going to the bathroom for, like, 30 to 60 minutes of the test. Yeah, it's certainly interesting. Me, personally, I tried Wellbutrin and gained, like, 10 pounds. Oh my god, in a month. Unbelievable. I literally didn't ask. I didn't ask for weight gain. Like, I've known this for a fact. SSRIs, or antidepressants, can cause weight gain, and I gained the weight. I'm like, what? Alright, let's take you, and then I guess maybe right here? Okay, no, let's make it a little smaller. Circumflex. She's a silly green wolf-type VTuber that built her own VTuber agency. Circumflex? I don't think I've ever heard that name before. I don't think I'd ever want to build my own agency. All things considered. I do like the idea of, like, the camaraderie, I think is the word, of being in a, like, an agency or a group. But I certainly would not want to build one. I'd only ever want to be in an established group. I wouldn't want to be in some, like, startup one, you know what I mean? I'm done with the startup eras. You're awesome, though. A lot of people let stuff keep them down. Yeah, it's like, this is gonna sound so mean. How do I say this? Like, sometimes, you know, I very obviously have these, like, disorders or whatever. I'll, like, go on TikTok and I'll, like, see people, like, talking about them. And they make me feel so fucking lame. I'm like, there's no way. There is no way. Like, I do not identify as this. You know what I mean? Like, some people make it their entire personality to have a diagnosis for something. And shout out to them. Perhaps that's the way that they cope. I think ultimately it is incredibly unhealthy to fixate on a negative aspect of yourself and revolve your entire life around that negative aspect. In my opinion. Because, like, I was like, as soon as I saw some of these videos, I'm like, ain't no way. Ain't no way. I kind of like how that belt turned out. It's very, very light colored, though, so I might darken it, technically. I do gotta pee, though. Hold on. Alright, BRB. Like I said, the only thing bad side about this tablet is that my hand gets so hot, so it's always sweaty. What's the agency called? They make it their entire personality. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you about my new diagnosis. I mean, it is simply, you can talk about your problems in your life and not make it your entire personality. You know, I simply, for the longest time, it is very obviously something's mentally wrong with me. And so I brought up what my medical records were. But I'm not gonna sit here and make my entire personality about like, hey guys, I'm not gonna be able to do this today because of this. I can't do this because of this. I can't do this because my disorder. I can't do this, but you know what I mean? It's like, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, they'll use every single reason they can to be like, I can't do that because my disorder. You know, have you ever tried? This shit's crazy, but a lot of people make a lot of things their whole personality for sure. Yeah, absolutely. The only type of person that pissed me off more is I have undiagnosed blah, blah. Yeah, there are some things where it's like, it's very... There are some things that are so common in the human, you can self-diagnose it, it makes sense. But it's when it's like ones that like really require like a doctor's like professional opinion on it. I always find that mad weird, you know what I mean? Professional victims onlines are crazy. It's like, why do you want to make that? Like, you know, you're a human. Humans can overcome things. Like back in the day, like humans have always had diagnoses, mental illnesses, and like the species has thrived for so long. Like you're not new to having this disorder. You know, you're not special. Like we've had this as long as humans have been a thing. You know what I mean? I guess more. All you can do is, it does explain some of your behavior, but you can just move on, you know? Don't let it define you. I mean, we knew you had a couple disorders, but damn, I mean, it is what it is, you know what I mean? Bucket list type shit. 100%, I feel like with social media, a lot of that comes with sharing so much of yourself online when it goes overboard. Some people, they hold a mental block from it. Yeah, I think, like, I don't know how the best way to describe it, nor the best way to address it. But they literally, it's kind of like to me, this is frustrating. It's like when you see like a TikTok video and someone's like, try cleaning up your room. It'll make you feel better. And then like someone has to come and be like, oh, I have this, and this disorder. I can't just do that. All right, then that means that video was not for you. You know what I mean? Like I have personal little triggers and stuff like that that I can't handle, but I don't go into those environments and be like, you know what? I can't do that though. Wild. You know what I mean? Wild. If you get good grades, they let you raw dog autism. That's so funny, actually. That's so funny and true. If you're one of the good ones. That's hilarious. And you get people out here with no disorder struggling. Yeah, it's like, to me, it's like disorders and stuff like that. There are very few mental disorders that are really, really rare. They're very common. A lot of people can't afford diagnosis and just won't get diagnosed. You know what I mean? Literally the only reason why I have diagnosis in the first place is because I have healthcare with the VA, and they just do fuck all. They just do fuck all. And they don't even tell me. I will say, they don't even tell me about my diagnoses. I just keep track of my medical records, and they just add it to my thing. They're like, this is a new diagnosis. That's the only way I know. God, I hate when people comment things like that. I swear it became worse after the lockdown. You know, it was really cruel. And I saw this one person, and obviously we know the era of filters and stuff like that, and people struggling with their appearance. I get it. I understand it. You know, it's a very touchy topic for a lot of people. But this one girl made a video where she was like, hey guys, this is what I look at age 32. And she was showing her face with no Botox, no filler, no filter, and all that stuff. And so she was showing her like natural aging. Obviously she didn't wear sunscreen because she had a lot of sun damage, stuff like that. So she was just kind of like opening up and being like, look, you know, like not everybody looks like as perfect you are in line. And there were so many women in there posting their glamour shot selfies, looking their best with filters and saying like, I'm 34, you know, almost like implying like, oh, I look so much better than you and I'm older. And I'm like, people are insane. Like, did you not understand the message was showing a vulnerable side that a lot of women experience? And women are like, I can use this to one-up her. because I think I look more attractive than her and I'm older than her. I thought it was wild. Bean soup. Yeah, the bean soup. For real, they share way too much on there. They trust random people online more than their therapists. But yeah, I do notice that. That's why it's like, yeah, I do talk about like my mental illness or whatever. The only reason why I even do it is because, yeah, sometimes I do. Guys, when I lose my, this is here, hold me accountable. When I lose my mind on social media and I sound like I'm about to off myself, just ignore me. It's for the best. It's for the both of us. Ignore me so I don't get attention or feedback, and just ignore me. Don't worry about it, okay? Just don't worry about it. It'll help the both of us, okay? You know, that's all it is. It's not, it's just mental psychosis I go into every now and then, okay? Just ignore me. Okay, just ignore it. So yeah, so a lot of times when I talk about my mental illness and stuff like that, it's more like I'm explaining that behavior I've had in the past, or the sudden like switches and mood swings I have. But when I'm doing all that, just ignore me. It comes across as entitlement. Some people assume everywhere must be suited to them. Yeah, it is a very entitled generation. I do find that very fascinating. It's kind of like where it's like a company makes a product and it's not meant for you. Like, imagine if somebody came to me, which they did that one time, LOL, when I drew Pinkie Pie white. They come to me and they're like, this is not suited for my needs perfectly. And then I tried suiting to their needs. And everyone was like, okay, bye. Every time I see a chaos, a crash, I go, okay, good luck out there. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's how you do it. Because if you notice, again, it just... If you notice, there is a method to my madness, okay? It always happens around the same time. I'm just overwhelmed and I feel like I need an outlet. And sometimes that mental outlet is just all I need. Just ignore me. I have good healthcare providers. I have free mental health services. Ignore me. There doesn't have to be a diagnosis for everything, though. I mean, in the end, all the diagnoses are just names we made up for things. You don't really have to mind too much. Agreed. I'm of the same inclination. And that's why it's like, I did for a while... There's like this whole conundrum that comes with being overly medicated and overly diagnosed, because I don't know, it's like so many people lived just fine before without a diagnosis, and then they got a diagnosis and it kind of ruins their life. I personally kind of experienced that, whereas like all these diagnoses made me feel like I was like half of a person than what I really could be, you know what I mean? And so I used it to like cope, and it was just unhealthy all around. Yeah, and then it didn't. That was so funny. What was mad funny, I think maybe you saw that, Stella, when I made the black Pinkie Pie, there was one person who said they would buy the black Pinkie Pie when I made it. And it was that person who purchased it, because they're like, oh, I purchased one. And I looked up their order and it was that exact person. So one person kept their word. You know what I mean? See you later, Faye. I feel like I might be bipolar, by the way. I could see it, Jay Stace. Obviously, I'm not a professional, but you have very insane mood swings, and you're giving like how a bipolar 1 individual. Like, for example, like, There are more serious mental illnesses and stuff like that. Like bipolar 1, it's like, it's kind of bad. And the way that you kind of go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, it seems a little serious, all things considered. Jay Stace, we're talking about mental illness, exactly. New diagnosis just dropped. You know what I mean? But it's just like, for example, when faced with like this information, like for example, when I look up the whole PMDD online, all I see is people dooming and talking about how PMDD is the #1 diagnosis in the DSM-5 that leads to suicide. And then they're like, it's the disorder that has the highest rate of suicide. And then you see bipolar, and they're like, not many of these bitches live to like age 37 or something like that, because they always kill themselves. It's like, how is a person supposed to take that? Because now, like, unconsciously, I have to rewire my brain. But unconsciously, I'm like, man, there's a time limit on my life. You know? I have 2 diagnoses that's going to make me kill myself according to this book. You know what I mean? So it's like, I can sit here and fixate on that. Or I can just pretend it doesn't exist. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I don't know, but I do believe, as far as there being like negative attributes that come with not being diagnosed, there's also negative attributes with becoming diagnosed too frequently. You know what I mean? Doesn't that medicine also cause suicide? Shout out to suicide. I vote pretend it doesn't exist. You know what I mean? And all I can do is just like, you know, mention it and be like, okay, this is why my behavior is so wacky. You know what I mean? Because I'm just going through like a mental whatever. But there's nothing other people can do about it. You know what I mean? There's really not. Just makes you feel worse. I mean, personally, because like when I heard I had bipolar, I lost my mind for like a year and a half. I'm not gonna lie. I did not take the news very well, all things considered. Sometimes you just need that, nah, if I win, I'm built different mindset. You know? It's literally, because it's like, what is the harm in thinking otherwise? There's like no harm. You know what I mean? There's really no harm. Science has basically just made this world go downhill, to be honest. Just science or just anything in general, J-Stace? There's a lot to unpack with that one. Uh-oh, what is this? Okay. I thought it was all pixelated and incorrect for some reason. There's a lot with that one. Alright, I did like 3 shades. Let me see. Man, my hand gets so sweaty when I draw on this damn tablet. I'll probably do the undershirt a little bit. I'm kind of bobbing and weaving everywhere, and I'm like, it's not making this too enjoyable, all things considered. Figures! Unfortunately, I have some figures on Hoarder. The second we learned what the mitochondria was, it's only been downhill. You know what I mean? Alright. I don't know if I like... I wonder... Okay. I decided everything with just vibes. That's really the best and healthiest way to live. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just... I don't know. What do I want to do now? I'll do some... I'll color this little belt guy right here. I feel it's like nearly everything causes suicide. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just the indomitable human spirit. You know what I mean? Like, mental illness has been like a thing forever. And people have like killed themselves forever. So it's like now it's almost like... I don't know how to explain this. How would I explain this actually? Where's my accessories? Right here. It almost like if you kill yourself... How do I say this? Okay, so I consider suicide more seriously now after being diagnosed than I did before being diagnosed. Does that make sense? Because, oh, it's so common for my disorder, maybe that's just what's just gonna happen anyways. So maybe I should consider it. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. I just feel like with everything you go through, your disorders overall, you're well equipped to handle them, sir. It's rough, but let's say when you're popping off my IG, I don't have to super worry. Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying my best. I hope time travel is invented in my lifetime, says Jace Ace. He said this conversation topic is boring. Let's move on. Alright, where's the buckle? Okay, buckle. Alright, buckle. This is the buckle. Anyone old enough to remember when egg was good cholesterol and bad then good again? You know what I mean? It's always something. It is always something. Alright, where's my picker? There we go. Dot says debunked. I'm serious. I'm not gonna lie. I have literally never, like, actually contemplated, like, killing myself since after being diagnosed with, which that could also just be because the mental illness has gotten harder as I got older. But it just, like, I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say. It just feels like an avenue I should consider now. Before your VTube and be like, OMG, this poor soul. You know what I mean? And like sometimes like, yeah, I just really gotta go like leave and relax. Like that's why you just see me disappear. And again, it's always around like the same time I disappear. Like same time of the month. Sometimes I just get overwhelmed. You know, psych ward, suicide though, yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I have good health care. I would go to the psych ward. Alright, where's my... But I do not want to kill myself. That is the final verdict. Okay, let's take you... That doesn't look too bad. I wish I knew how to properly understand... Oh, that doesn't look too bad. Let's try that. Not too bad. Would it be wrong to say that after the disorder diagnosis you feel like you can't get out of this and feel like no other option? I would say that's kind of like a similar way to put it. It's just really hard because, again, like, everywhere online, when it's like you try to look for support, they're like, oh, people with bipolar kill themselves all the time. People with this diagnosis kill themselves all the time. So it's like, all right, do I have no other option? That's what it feels like. So that's why I think it's, to me, just don't let it control you. The same way like David Goggins has had a lot of like struggles in his life, but it's like he doesn't let it control him. You know? Would you rather live in 1785, 1985, or 2025? Me, 2025. I'd probably say the 85s, I'm not gonna lie. All things considered. Where's my ink drop? Lucky Times about to reopen. Kale, please what? Okay, why are you being corny, boy? Why are you being corny? This is simply just... I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat anything, you know what I mean? Psych ward over death. Yeah, I don't want to die. Do you see how fucking greedy I am? It's very rare a business person kills themselves. Unless their business fails. You know what I mean? I want so many things in life. I don't want to die. Like I said, it just like, I just flare up this little emotional whatever every now and then. You just need a man with that bag and you go into remission. You know what I mean? And that very well could be. That very well could be. You know what I mean? I've always wondered, it's like, you know, because like, you know, rich people do kill themselves and stuff like that still, but it's just, I do wonder if it severely, like, makes it a smaller chance. You know what I mean? Seriously, you think the 80s and 90s were a good time to be alive? Not if you lived in the Middle East, says Jace the Ace. Alright. Well, I didn't take that into factoring that there was going to be a possibility if I chose the 80s, I would also be in the Middle East. Gluttony, baby. You know what I mean? I'm too greedy to die. Who's gonna buy the Labubus? Who's gonna find these Labubus off the street and rescue them? Who's gonna carry the Labubus? Alright, where is that little zipper again? Belt copy? No, I'm looking for the top belt. Ribbon. That's not it. Where the flip did you go? Okay, so he's here somewhere. What the... How's your quarterly reports doing? Fantastic. I'm doing just skippy. Yippee! Yippee! Okay, take those. Can we stop idolizing the past so much? Jace the Ace, how about you learn to control yourself and let people control themselves? If you don't want to idolize the past, don't. But don't tell other people what to do. You have no power and authority, Jace the Ace. You are but a weak man. That's all you are. And at this rate of your mindset, this is all you'll ever be. Weak. Who's going to save Tasato from poverty? Exactly. That's why I'm working my ass off. You know what I mean? Like, certainly, it's a little late for him to save himself. You know, time versus money. Who's gonna save him? You heard the woman, make sure you buy from Kale's store right now during the sale so her business doesn't fail. Hell yeah. I realize how absolutely, like, terrible that sounds. I literally sounds like I'm saying, like, guys, if you let my business fail, I'll kill myself. That's not the intention. I'm doing just fine, trust me. Who's gonna save my dad from poverty? Anybody but me. Alright, gonna go eat now, says Jace the Ace. Jace the Ace. Bro, just throw the towel. That's exactly what you said. Okay, that sounded horrible. What I'm saying is, like, my business is just fine. And I have other sources of employment. Believe it or not. You know what I mean? I'm on that mindset, you know? I'm fine. I was just using it as justification. Okay, I was trying to say, my business is going well. Why would I kill myself if my business was going well? You know what I mean? So to like lower your worry. With the contradictory statements, lol. I don't trust you, debunk user. Debunk user, you have a higher chance of necking yourself than I do. That's all I have to say. You know what I mean? My favorite song didn't exist in 1985. What is your favorite song? Buy the plushies from Symbiote Studios, everybody. It seems like they're doing pretty good, all things considered, already. Shout out to them. I was impressed. I was so impressed. I was kind of worried the artwork, because it was kind of angular, would not translate well to a plushie, and they did a fantastic job turning the original illustrations into that. I was really impressed. This bitch cooking plushies left and right. Let me see how many do I have? Oh, wait, hold on. I think 8. I can't. 8. Take what you will with that information. 8. Pot calling the kettle black. I'm so serious. I'm so serious, debunked. I'm so... And it's like, how do I say this without being, like, insane? Guys, who would kill themselves first? Me or debunked? If your business ever fails, don't worry. I got the mute button at the ready. Whatever that means. Whatever that means. Full grifter. I don't even know what that means. Debunk. You know what I mean? I'm back kind of watching in class. You should pay attention more to class. I'm not that important and there will be a VOD, okay? I'm not that important. You should pay attention to class. You said ignore you. Oh! Okay. I thought you're like... I don't know. Am I going to turn into like the grifter and just saying anything? I don't know. Okay, there we go. Arctic monkeys. I see. Debunked. You know what I mean? Sorry, Debbie, but debunked. You know what I mean? So it's like, and I don't mean this in like a mean way or anything, but I'm just mentally unstable. I'm not like, I don't have a reason to kill myself. Unless you want to say the whole mental illness is the reason to kill myself. But I don't even, again, like, if I just pretend it doesn't exist, so then there's no reason to kill myself. You know what I mean? Or will there, chat? Even Rainus is debunked. I'm sorry, but I'm not necking anytime soon. Okay, then you have nothing to worry about. If you have more of a reason and incentive to kill yourself than I do, and you're not doing it anytime soon, what does that say about me? I certainly am not doing it anytime soon either. You know what I mean? Just, Debunk is struggling with you out here suicide yourself. You know what I mean? He's like fighting a battle that doesn't exist. Which I get it. He cherishes me that much. He's trying to communicate how much he cherishes me as an individual. I'm just speaking rather frankly and loosely, to say the least. I'm sweaty. Let me file save. Give KOs a donut. Not right now, okay? I'm on my weight loss journey, thank you very much. Like I said, that the SSRIs gave me 10 pounds of weight gain. No donuts for me. In fact, after this, I'm gonna go exercise. What should I do for exercise? I could bike. I could even technically bike outside since it's overcast. When Raina says it's case closed, you know what I mean? That's all we needed. We only need one answer, and that was Raina. What I miss, LOL. Debunk thinks I'm gonna kill myself. I said no and said that he had a higher chance of him killing himself. He said he's not gonna kill himself. I was like, so what does that say about me? That I'm also not gonna kill myself. That's what we were talking about. I can be your hero, baby. Super off topic. Any girl advice? Is it for the girl you've been chasing after a long period of time? Kind of like I said in the Discord, men get this all wrong. Okay, a girl is like a small little animal, a little forest animal, okay? Your only job is to get safe and close enough to her that you can feed her out of your hand. And that means by not doing anything that will scare her away. Calling things a date will scare her away. Because she's, like, if you guys go on a date, I was explaining this to Crispy Clee. If you guys are going on a date, don't call it a fucking date. Because then that just makes things weird. Because, like, she knows it's a date. You know it's a date. You call it a date. Now there's a label involved. And now she's like, oh, great. Now every time we hang out together, this is a date. It makes it uncomfortable here. You know what I mean? So you have to just do this very, like, here you go. Like a little, like you're handling, like you're a little squirrel in the forest. You know what I mean? Then who's gonna be Labubu maxing when you're dead? Exactly, Raina. Somebody's gotta take these strays off the street. Raina, when you said the strays, I was catching stray Labubus in the street. That was so funny. I still have them too, Raina. Who is going to collect the Labubus off the street? As long as Labubus exist in this world, I have no reason to kill myself. You know what I mean? That's very true. Safe enough and then take your sheep's clothing off to show your wolf. When you're a little bit deeper in this, you know what I mean? But other than that, that's all you have to do for women. You have to make sure they feel safe. When you marry her, don't call her marriage. You trick her for at least 20 more years. You know what I mean? Just say like, hey, you wanna... You know, I heard there's some good tax benefits if we both sign this paper together. There you go. Next, you know, you've got a wife. It's not rocket science. You know what I mean? It's actually very, very simple, all things considered. Alright, I don't feel like drawing anymore, so what should I do? I could technically bike stream, or I could technically bike outside. Let me see what the weather is like. If it's gonna be thunderstorming. Let me change to my art thingy. Alright, guys. Hold on. Alright, I hear Yomi. Yomi. Tetris 99 time? Let me see. Alright. I gotta do this really quickly. Hold on, we got this. We got this. There we go. Yomi the baby. I know, I hear her. Megan's having some strange reaction to her collar. She keeps scratching at it, so it's like there's a red mark, so she doesn't have a collar on right now. And, I heard the jingle, so that's Yomi. Let me make sure I save one more time. I'm paranoid. Do we want to see Chaos be mad rusty on Tetris 99? File. Okay, save. Let me just minimize this. Let me think. I technically could play Tetris. Another orphan for Chaos collection. You know what I mean? My maternal instincts will be the death of me. I don't know how many orphans I'm going to be able to afford, but I'm going to certainly have more. I don't even wear my wedding ring. You're wild, Dark Virus. Do we, poor maggot. I know, right? Let me see if Yomi wants to come in. Let me see if I can get her for her to meow for you guys. Yomi does the thing where, like, when you come close to her, she runs. You know what I mean? Alright, Yomi, speak to the microphone. They will literally be the death of you, you know what I mean? Yomi. She's just breathing heavy. I told my mom, do your play Tetris story the other day, and she almost choked laughing. Oh, yeah! That was actually really funny. Yomi. The Yomi ASMR. How do you do ASMR? You just whisper in a microphone? Ah, I need to try. I do need to try a vertical stream. Oh, I need to try a vertical stream with my feet out. Because I heard the vertical streams can sometimes like put you on like the algorithm easier. And so I just need to have my feet out in vertical stream. That could be smart. I need to move my drawing tablet. It's in the way. My town has has manga for only 2 USD to purchase or to rent? Rena? Because that's a little expensive to rent, but maybe to purchase. The shorts algorithm. Different algorithm, I think mobile focus. Yeah, that's very interesting. I wonder how that would do. Let me think. I colored for 10 seconds. I still cannot color on stream, you guys. Many such cases. I do want to try a new a coloring style that's like mostly watercolor based and kind of more free-forming than my current line art, but alas, I have to get a new model done here soon. You know what I mean? I gotta do something with my life. During the book sale. Okay, the library sells the books. Yummy! Yummy! She just looks at me. Yummy! She's so innocent. Colored on stream. I colored on stream today, you guys. Yummy. She's annoying. The little soft Yomi. Is there any news going on in the world? I guess I could video game stream. What time is it? It is 3:26. Let me check the weather. That's what I was gonna do. I gotta build my Halloween set for figure photos. Have you heard of the set? I was thinking about getting it. It's called Role. R-O-L. Roll Life. Roll Life. They're sets. They're like these little diorama sets. They're like $40 on Amazon. But they're really pretty, and they would be perfect size for like the mini Labubus. I'm thinking about making them for my charms for better photos. Colored on stream, broke the crayons out and everything. You know what I mean? Can you sing me happy birthday? No. No. There'll be no karaoke around here. I have heard of those. Yeah, they're really, really pretty. It says like they take like 7 to 8 hours. And it comes with like lights and stuff like that. So it's like, I think that might be something I might consider. Chat, imagine my Halloween outfit type fancy dress will be up to 250 USD. Raina. What on earth? That's expensive. Some are cool. The ones you have to glue together, you have to make sure they aren't the littler ones. Some are the perfect size for photos. Ah, yeah. They do look really good, all things considered. Oh, wait. Hold on. I have to respond to somebody. I got more work I gotta take care of. Yeah, says Raina. Whoa, buddy. That's expensive. All right, Dark Virus. What do you think I should stream? It's your birthday. You're gonna give me an idea? And I'm like, no. Ah. Work it, girl. Work it. So you're saying I should do Miku boxing? Okay. I'll figure this out. Good to go. Sometimes Michaels has sales of those. Ooh, that's a good call. Tetris 99. Should we play Tetris 99? I don't think we have really many other options. I do have this like little game on Switch that's I don't know, it's like a Nintendogs ripoff. That's always an option. But I don't know if I'm in the mood to be like goo goo gaga. Because it's one of those types of games. Rip Joanne's. She didn't ask you, Toast. Is Raina? Raina, put him in your place or in his place. I think a great stream collab would be me, Raina, and Jace the Ace. I think that would go... What is it you always say, Tasato? You say gangbusters. Have you guys ever heard that term? It'll go gangbusters. I don't think so. I've never heard that before. What, Tasato? Yeah. Oh, she's so pretty. Cats, you're going gangbusters with this sale. You know what I mean? That would be amazing. It would be so good. No. Hi, you, Raina, Jace, the Ace, and me. That would be... I need a... Okay, I gotta see. Because Hayu's mad fucking funny. Rotten hell to that guy. I gotta do a collab with him. Where we're playing Flight Simulator. And he can show off all his knowledge as a pilot. And be cool and get all the cool points. And I can either fly the aircraft or be a heckler the entire time. Caillou is another beast. That was so... He was so sensitive. He was like, everybody's all doom and gloom here. And this is like the first time we've ever talked about like kind of like a serious issue ever. He is so drama. I guess I could play Tetris. Let me think. Make some water. Oh yeah, for the third time, I need to check the weather. Us in the secret chat. That was so funny. The fact that like it wasn't even a secret chat. You know what I mean? We just found out he does not check other channels in the Discord. We just started talking. I'm presenting my speech right now. SMH not caught. You're presenting your speech. Maybe you should not be in this chat. Is that a Dagan? Oh, Migmag. It's a Migmag now. Add to the collection of kitties. It's Migmag. She's naked right now without her collar. Alright, we're good. She used her claws when she jumped off the chair, so it made a scratchy noise. Yeah, chat, I can see it here. The fox woman, the shapeshifter, the pilot, the rage baiter in a stream. I think that'd be great, all things considered. Everyone is so doom and gloom after we couldn't stop bringing up racing flights of stairs. Maggot. Come on, Migmag. Can you say something? I love how cats like to embarrass you. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you're starting to talk to them and now they don't want to. Alright, give me a second. I was gonna check the weather for the 6th time. What? Idiot cats. I hope Maggie knows I'll die for her. She has such a round nose. That's the best part about her. It looks like it's actually gonna clear up. The clouds are gonna clear up. We need a Stella and Kaoza collab, says Stargazer. New York City Comic Con in a couple weeks. Are you going? Is there anything special happening? Oh, I wonder if that my company is going. You gotta see Dark Virus. I wonder if they're going, actually. Because that'd be cool if you could get photos of the plushies. If you are going. I'm assuming they're going. I gotta get your plushies, question mark? I don't know if they're selling them just yet. I don't know if they're going. It doesn't really say immediately that they're going. Our eyes are so close together, there's no room for the brain. Migmag. Please say something. I look like I'm schizophrenic. The last one with you and Stella was canceled, says Raina. It was immediately privatized. I was like, yeah, Stella, I'll do a walking stream with you and I fry my entire computer. The cheesecake. Oh, yeah! Yeah, the cheesecake! I'm still looking forward to that. I was like, I didn't want to remind you because I didn't want to be pushy about it. But I want that Jellycat cheesecake so badly. And technically, it was the cheesecake and the pancakes. The little cheesecake is so cute and it's like perfect for New York City. Huh. It's funny because, like, hold on, let me think. I've done a lot of like small like how do I say this? Small work for other plushies too. From that company, and sometimes I'm like, oh, is this the one I worked on? I don't even remember. I'm like, I think that does look like something I did. There you go, that one. How long ago was the cheesecake? It's been a while now. It's been like 8 months. I was like, oh no, he forgot. He forgot about the cheesecake and the pancakes. Cheesecake is still whack cake. It's a really... Okay, guys, let me show you. We have technology here. I will show you the absolute cutest little jelly cats. Jellycat cheesecake. And the pancakes are just so precious. Oh, Like, this is so cute. And I get it. The people like resell these things for like 100, like 150 minimum, like 200, and it's like, this is whack. I hate when you click on an image and it's like mad blurry. You know what I mean? Since early August, cheesecake is so delicious. Gives Dark Virus a plate of chicken tamales when pinto beans bacon. He's on a diet, Stargazer. Why are you enabling him to be a thickie? Listen here, Crispy Clee is leading the throne of self-transformation. And you're only making it worse for poor Dark Virus. Like, that's a cute photo. Hold on. I wouldn't forget, not when it comes to you. Gotta get your Christmas presents. Okay, that can be my Christmas present then. That would be perfect. I always love the teehee. Alright, I'm trying to find a cute photo of this little guy. Oh, these are so baby. Alright, can I just drag it right here? Let's see if this works. Hold on, you guys. It worked. Hell yeah. I just dragged and dropped it. Look how cute this is. The real feeder was hiding in plain sight. Unbelievable. Tesato's still the biggest feeder, giving me that chocolate bar. Freak. Look at this little guy. He's a little cheesecake. Isn't that so cute? Alright, let's find the pancakes. I like New York style Oreo cheesecake. I can eat anything. I am such a slob when it comes to food. Alright, no, whoops, I just typed in cheesecake again. I meant to type in pancakes. Cakes. Isn't he so cute? Yeah, it's not your freak feeder. Oh, freak feeder. Let me see if I find a good photo of the pancakes. None of these images are loading. They're so cute. Like, have you ever seen something so cute you just want to die? I'm just joking, Deborah. Little baby guy. Sadly, one of my vocal stems allegedly was your freak feeder. Thanks a bunch, chat. Which freak feeder? Freak feeder? Right? I'm a little confused. I'm a little confused here. Which freak feeder? Dark Virus or Tasato? Alright, let's just drag and drop right here. Whoopsie. Okay, no, just kidding. Alright, put you right here. Drag you drop, and then drag you drop right here. It didn't work. What the? What is AVIGF anyway? I know, little guy, so cute. Hi, can I spread the gospel? Said biblical words. Absolutely, why not? Why not? I'd love to know the gospel, actually. What the France is this file? It's like AVIF. Maybe because you said that to both of them in the chat and it stuck. Whack. Okay, so... Oh, was it Freak Feeder being the vocal stem, or was it allegedly? I think that's where I'm a little confused. Alright, well, I can't show this picture. I don't like this picture, little pancakes. Behold my hands and my feet, that is I myself. Handle me and see, for spirit has not flesh and bones as you see me have. Luke 24:39. Guys, shout out to Luke 24:39. I love how very polite you were, biblical words. It's like I'm looking for the perfect photo of this little... Okay. This one. Oh, this one's okay. I'll try this one. Oh, why is it so tiny? Alright, well, here's the pancakes. He looks kind of bad in this photo. But look at him. He's pancakes. Thanks, Luke. Guys, everyone shout out to Luke. I want Austin 3:16, please, says Dark Virus. How are you fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How are you cut from the ground, which did weaken the nations? Shout out to Isaiah. Shout out to Isaiah. I'd smash Luke, says Fire. Oh, God. It was Freak Feeder. Oh, okay. Freak Feeder is a fun word to say, though. It really is. Right, Yomi? Yomi! Freak Feeder. Yeah, it's a great word. I completely understand that one. All right, bye. Bye, cheesecake. You predicted that I'd perk up when you talked about things so cute you'd want to die. I know, that's exactly why I was like, I'm just kidding. LOL JK. All right, there's those guys. I'm a little embarrassed I fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. Shout out Isaiah. Shout out to Isaiah. And shout out to Biblical Words. JK sorry. That's what I'm gonna start saying now. I'm gonna neck myself JK sorry. Oh, these are so cute. Uh-oh. Alright, you guys gotta see one more. Look at this little guy. Look at him. He's just a little pancakes. He's just a little stack of pancakes. Son of man, take up a lamentation on the king of Tyrus and say to him, thus the Lord God, you seal up the sum full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. Ezekiel 28:12. Shout out to Ezekiel. Look at him. Just a little, like, these are so cute, you guys. Little pancakes. Little pancakes. Was Yomi named after Yomi from Black Rock Shooter? She was. Because she's a very shy, fully black, long-haired kitty. And she's very, very shy like Yomi. Guys, I'm not gonna suisei myself. I like that, actually. I love suisei, which, speaking of which, man, I was talking about that suisei figure, and I'm like, where the hell is it? And I guess Jelly Stock, Hobby Stock, whatever the website I ordered her from, was like not shipping anything to the United States. So I asked them if they could cancel it, and they said, yeah, sure, and they canceled it. And I ordered her from Japan, so now I'm gonna get her from Japan. You know what I mean? Those are really cute. You know what I mean? Just the little guys. Our scholarly gigachads during the gigachad hour of chat maxing. What verse you want me to say? Says Biblical Words. That's a good question. Any stargazer, hit us with your best. Hey, it's church. It's church. Today's Sunday. Stargazer, hit us with your best biblical quote. And we'll go from there. The Bible thing reads like Shakespeare, like I have no idea what those words mean. You know what I mean? I was like, this sounds very beautiful. I don't know what that meant at all. Son of man, take up a lamentation on the king of Tyrus and say to him, thus says the Lord God, you seal up the sum. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a little lost. You know what I mean? Every stream we make up a new word. Galatians 4:16. Hey, Diggin. She's so cute. She's so cute. Sewer sliding after the stream. What the? Luke 16:10. Okay, Biblical Words. Can you get us Luke 16:10? Oh, make sure you check when stuff ships because they're charging tariffs on the tracking link or they show up your door. Expect me. I mean, this is not my first rodeo, LOL. Like, every time I get any shipment from China, I get the tariff bills. So yeah, I get it. But all I'm saying is from Japan, when you check out, they ask you, what are these things valued at? You know what I mean? And I'm like, wow, You know what I mean? He that is faithful in that which is the least is faithful also in much. And he that is unjust in the least is unjust also in much. Shout out to Luke again. What the hell did that mean? He that is faithful, that in which... Guys, should I have a Bible reading stream? Should I read religious text on stream? We can read the Bible, and then we can read the Quran. And we can compare and contrast. And then we can vote. You know what I mean, Stella? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? There's no way that's a real quote. Hold on! He that is faithful in that which is least is faithful also in much. Okay, listen here. I'm liking this, Loki. This guy, Luke, sounds exactly how I speak. And he that is unjust in the least is unjust also in much. Damn, it goes hard. Galatines, 4:16, please, Biblical Words. When they're Can we hit up the Torah too? What is the Torah? What is that actually? Torah? What is that? The compilation of the first 5 books of the Hebrew Bible. Why not? Why not? Let's read the Talmud, the Hebrew Bible, the Quran, the Psalms in Islam, the Book of Genesis, the Tanka, And Islamic holy books, Gospels in Islam, Septuagint. How would you say that word? Is that German? The Greek Old Testament. Why not? Torah is the Jewish text. Okay. Yes, religion stream, let's go. Let's read the Bible, you guys. Can you imagine? That would be kind of funny, though, because, like, imagine if we brought in, like, new viewers from the Bible streams. You know what I mean? They might be a little lost, but they see the spirit. You know what I mean? Jelly Stock. Good choice. My favorite quote. Galatians 4:16. All right. German mention. It looked like the way they said sept. It looked German. Septuagint. But I think it's Greek. It says it's the translations of the earliest extant translations of the Hebrew Bible. Okay. Everyone gets their representations in every stream. Exactly. I'll just read all of their religious texts. Why not? Before it fixes her. No. Guys, I will say that is one thing I have not tried to fix my mental illness. Biblical words I ask. I am a sufferer of this world. I'm a sinner and a sufferer of this world. Can the Bible fix my mental illness and my mental turmoil and distortions, I ask. I can do all things through Christ which strengthen me. You know, my father, also non-religious, loves the artistic vision that religion comes with. So he literally wears a cross and he's just non-religious. And he had that one specifically memorized. And I remember one time he came to visit me and we went to Red Rock Canyon and he was climbing up a hill and he like almost fell over, but he caught himself perfectly and he immediately quoted that. And it was the funniest thing ever. I gotta find that video and like either censor it or let you guys listen to the audio. It was really funny. The Book of Mormon. Okay, the Book of Mormon. Okay, that's also one we gotta try as well. Bible reading stream. Can we get it as Clee and Stargazer collab too? You know what? Why not? Why not? Let's have church on Sundays. You know what I mean? Why not, you guys? We can have Sunday school. We could all come on, read a passage from the Bible, and we can all give our interpretations of how we take this information. Low-key, I think that sounds like a lot of fun. Read the Bible, then immediately play Tetris after, you know? Any other EU chat maxers beside Leafy Beans? I don't know. The Bible cannot, but belief in Christ as your Lord and Savior can, says Tasato. All right. Your electrical outlets could certainly use a priest. You know what I mean? Frying everything. Big Mag, can you please say hi? She's just sitting here. Well, let's see if we can hear her purring. She's doing gentle purrs right now. Little gentle babies. I'm too far gone for the Bible. You can be both. Big Mag. Oh, she's so cute. She's just chilling here. Be still and know that I am God. Psalms 46. Hell yeah, biblical words. Is this what you just do? You just go to different like channels and you're like, can I read some Bible verses? I think that's very fascinating. Every now and then I get people at the door asking for the same thing, if they could share some of the Bible verses. And then when I'm out walking, what are they? They wear black slacks. They're on bicycles and they have a white collared shirt. And they're always like, hi. And I'm like, no, thank you. I know exactly what they're doing. What are they? Is that Mormons? Is that Mormons? Mormons. Oh, okay. What is church other than Bible book club? You know what I mean? Maybe that's what we need, you guys. We're going on our religious sabbatical. Hello, Chaos and everyone. Hello, Cypher. How are you doing? Jehovah Witnesses. I think it might be Jehovah Witnesses. All right, what is the difference between a Mormon and a Jehovah Witness? What is it? Okay, Stargazer, our expert in religion. What is the difference between the two? Because I don't know. I'm going to do my own prayer. Okay, biblical words. In chat or just personally? Either way, we're here for you. Draw pregnant Gojo. I feel like that's been done before. I try to keep it a slightly bit original. I think pregnant Gojo's probably been drawn before. Drugs ain't working. Chaos needs religion. You know what I mean? Can you guys imagine if I just go through religious psychosis? Our Father who art thou in heaven. Guys, everybody in chat, please close your eyes and bow your heads. All right, I can't do it because I have to read. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed by thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Now give us our daily bread. I kind of remember that one. Father who art in heaven, give us eternal peace, no eternal torment, eternal life. Amen. All right. No eternal torment from God, please. Copy that. Not sure the difference, but they're basically odd sects of Christianity. Ah, I see. It's like the whole Baptist, Catholic, maybe? Now we're talking about religious. Yes, Jace Ace. By biblical words, so kindly ask if he could come in here, he or she, come in here and read some books from the Bible, verses from the Bible. And I'm like, you know what? Why not? Why not? Chat, can we dispose of this one here? Who are we disposing of? The pregnant, the guy who wants to see them pregnant? I hate to break it to you. I'm not really on that level of artistic skill to draw people. What is the proper term for pregnancy? Is it ingestinated? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Gestation period, I think is what I'm saying. Jehovah's Witnesses use Jehovah in text instead of Lord and God. They go specifically. Ah. So they don't say praise God. They say like praise Jehovah. Amen. Mag, what are you doing? You just tucked against the wall, just really quiet. My kids say that one at night. There we go. I forget which one I used to say that one with. Mormons and Jehovah's Witnesses are considered heretical, by the way. What if Christianity is wrong? Here comes Jace Ace, his favorite topic. What if Christianity is wrong? That's a good question, Jace Ace. I guess one day we will find out the answer, you know? Ace, Christianity isn't wrong, says biblical words. Oh, Would you rather eat a spoonful of strawberries or strawberries of spoon? A strawberful. Low-key, a strawberful of spoons, I think sounds more enticing. All things considered. Yeah, the freaky one in chat. Alright. Ama, Bata, calm. Reina says, stop being so freaky, please. How can you be so sure? What if all religions are wrong? Says Jace to Ace, two biblical words. I believe in the chaos of God. Hell yeah. The Shinto ideology. So this biblical words person just showed up in chat all of a sudden. Correct, Jace to Ace. It is so rare for me to get new viewers. Jace to Ace is like, I don't buy this. This is someone's alt account. Religious fight. You know what I mean? Oh no, not again, Jace. Jace is ready. Jehovah's Witnesses believe in a single supreme and personal God whom they call Jehovah. Consider Jesus to be God's first and greatest creation, but not God himself. That's interesting. That's fun enough. That's the first I'm hearing about it, even though I've heard of Jehovah's Witnesses. Tablespoon of sugar or table sugar because I really like sweets. I love sweets, you guys. I love them so much. In chaos we pray. Amen. Alright, BRB, I gotta use the restroom. I returned. Pee break, the happiest pee break in VTubing history. Perfect posing. Never mind, Jace Ace. I've been doing church for 4 years. So are you recently, like a revert? Like, are you recently into this whole church stuff? I wonder what got you into religion. What made you think, what made you feel as though religious is the path you'd like to take? I do ask. You know, if I was a deity, I'd just create everything and let it be, says Jace Ace. For God so loved the world, he gave his only son. Whoever believes in him should not perish, but have eternal life. Amen, says Biblical Words. Amen, says Stargazer. Were you telling the truth when you saying that pregnant Gojo has been drawn before here? Not necessarily here, but I think I've seen that, like, someone draw that before in the past. And I'm like, oh. Me personally, I don't think I can do him justice, impregnated, all things considering. But I do ask, who would you like to see him impregnated by? Just out of pure curiosity. And if we don't convert you, think we will be damned to eternal suffering? Jace the Ace asks. Sure, says Biblical Words. Can you do Galatians 4:16 for me? But if we do accept them, then we'll have to give up everything else, including our dreams. I will never give up my dreams, Jace the Ace. Men aren't Chaos' wheelhouse, you know. You know what I mean? Exactly. You're barking up the wrong tree. You're going out the wrong exit. Mig Mag. Oh, she's just being a little cutie. Nothing like a bride's dress ad and a Google AI ad in chat. What is that whole... I don't even know if I want to get into it. They're like making YouTube shorts like AI, like... You know what I mean? Like super easy to do now. I made one guy draw it and he's traumatized. I'm a very pro-artistic freedom kind of person. So I don't really feel like it's traumatic to draw strange and weird things. So I won't be traumatized. I just don't think I have the artistic skill set to do your request justice. The earth is the Lord's and everything in it. The world and all of its people belong to him. Forced to learn this one when I went to Christian school as a kid. Yeah, I also went to... That's so funny. I also went to, what was it, middle school? I went to a Baptist school, I think it was. And that was certainly something. All I remember... oh, God, it was horrible. The way the little, the church boys flirt is like, who can pick up the most of the fucking chairs? Who can pick up the most of those little foldable chairs in one go? You know what I mean? That's how you assert your dominance for Christian women. You woo them over. You see how many of those little metal chairs you can pick up all at once to put them away. Tasato drew a cute Labubu. I would say cute was pushing it, but he certainly drew a Labubu. Biblical Words, if we are not Christian, are we damned to eternal suffering? Jace the Ace maybe found a place where he can find the answer to what he's been looking for so long. YouTube got drunk this year, it seems. Because, like, weren't they, like, super anti, what's it called? Like AI stuff on YouTube so it can't get monetized? Like, what the hell just happened? KO's a feet art when? I've drawn feet before. I have my, I haven't put my feet sticker up in a while. Maybe I can do that now. Let me see if I can find my feet sticker. All right. Oh, I have to probably put it in the... No, I'll probably just put it on screen. Hold on. Sukuna and Mahorga and a romantic dinner. I don't know who those people are. We're pro-artism here. Down with Tylenol. Exactly. What the... At my church Sunday classes, Lots did that, picks up the most foldable chairs. You know what I mean? That's how you assert your dominance in the church environment. You see who can do the most chair picking upping. All right, let me whip my feet out. I just gotta find it. I haven't had it set up in a while. Ace to eternal suffering in Hades. My dad used to always say Biblical Words. Again, he likes religious, the way it sounds. And so he would always say, when I was young, he's like, go to Hades. And I always thought he was saying, go to Haiti, the country. And I was like, oh, that's not too bad. You know, that's not too bad. I mean, it looks like an island place. That's not too bad, all things considered. I found out he meant Hades. I think I should start saying that more often, actually. Socks out Sunday. Exactly. All right, where is it? Maybe it's under pictures. Where would it be under? I hope I didn't lose it. Because I did lose some of my data. I don't know what I lost, though. I did lose some of my data whenever I accidentally formatted something. Sukuna is the guy that got Gojo pregnant. Okay. Okay. Thank you for letting me know that. Bro, do you even pick up chairs? If I don't accept this deity, will I be damned? You don't need to find it. I need my feet out, actually. Walking my model. That's not it. Live 2D models. It's not there. Plugins. Oh, I hope I didn't lose it. I have it backed up somewhere, though. Huh. Shoost presets. Huh. I may have technically... I had it somewhere, though. Ever played Hades? No! I have heard about that game. Stella, don't you like Hades? If I'm not mistaken. Man, I wonder what other PNGs I technically lost when I lost myself. Stormy wants to see the feet. Ace, just believe in Jesus and you will be with Jesus in eternal life. I do ask biblical words, though. Is it not madness you would succumb to if you lived eternally? Because once you learn all the information in the world, there is no desire to obtain new information because you can't learn new information. So doesn't that sound like hell itself, knowing everything eternally? Because eventually, if you live eternally, you're gonna know everything. You know what I mean? Isn't that hell? All right, where's my VTuber stuff? Where the flip are my feet, you guys? Don't lose the feet. You know what I mean? I'm actually glad I'm looking for it now because, like, I must have, like, I have it backed up on my iPad. Etc. Was that an etc.? Game sprites, stream assets. There we go. Alright, this is the proper one. Share this to my desktop. Alright, there we go. The person I have a crush on, we met in church. She's literally the last single female of our age group, so now guys are now targeting her. Oh no. Not the only Puritan to exist. Not the only pure woman left. Oh god, things are getting heated in the church community with Stargazer. The only pure maiden left. It's now a fight for the maidens. Oh god. It's tough. Alright, keep both. Faye, we got an evangelist in the chat. Move to trash. I hope they stay lost. No! I drew very nice feet. I hope they don't stay lost. Thank you very much. Where the hell did my feet go? Okay, there we go. Who is sick, Ace? Yes, lose the feet. What if he was sick? No maidens? Alright, studio mode. Let's put this right here. Oh god, I'm so glad. My feet just became gigantic on the screen. LOL. Okay, I'm gonna have to move on a lot of this around. I'll try my best, you guys. Don't worry, Stormy wanted to see feet. And I'm like, you know, who am I? Who am I to deny Stormy the feet he wants to see? Or she. Okay, there we go. I have my arm down. Alright, we're in church. Alright, I think my feet are a little too big. Make it a little smaller. Shinji! From Evangelion. Alright, let me put myself right here. That should be good. Let me lock myself. There you go, Stormy. Just for you. I'm gonna unlock myself real quick. Hold on. Move me a little down. Okie dokie. Lock. Ta-da! My feet. Poor Kaoza, exactly. Kaoza told me to stop crushing my crush, but I've yet to find someone I really relate to her. Well, you said that she denied you at one point, remember? So that's where I was a little worried. Because she denied you, but has there been a new update, essentially? You know, maybe if there's been a new update, I would say pursue her, but I have to know all the information, you know what I mean? No, ew! Listen here. It's Socks Out Sunday. What are you ewing about? Oh, I'm gonna move you a little bit more here. There we go. Now I can listen to chat with a good intensity. I swear to God, every time I lock it, like, makes me smaller. There we go. Alright, stay. Okay, there we go. Now we're good. Mixed signals. Then like I said, just do what I said, and just take it easy. Like, don't make things weird. Don't make things uncomfortable. Just take it easy with her. Let her decide. I mean, if she's starting to... Sorry, I just ripped off my feet. LOL. If she's, unsure, you know, you might just have to cut your loss. You know, be like, okay, well, it's not gonna work out. That sort of thing. Nice feet. Thanks, Fireheart. Any biblical words about feet? I do ask. Probably something about washing feet, if I were to guess. Call me Saint William, says biblical words, but you're called biblical words. It's a little confusing, I'm not gonna lie. Biblical words, I don't believe that Jesus was real. I know, but what he did is something that I am wanting to know. Was he really a deity in human form, or was he mentally ill, says Jace the Ace. Great question. You know, that's a great question, Jace the Ace. I'm really glad finally we have somebody to answer all of Jace's questions. It's been tough on my end, you know what I mean? Stargazer, you got this. Yeah, so it really depends, but either way, you should always work on yourself first, because while you're like leveling up, it'll be easy for you to find someone else. You know what I mean? If it doesn't work out. But always keep you as the main focus in your life. Biblical words, so, St. William, do you have anything to say about feet, says Faye. St. William, we ask, do you have any feet quotes? No, only a deity can do that, says Jace the Ace. She did tell me she may consider dating in a few years. Why did she say a few years? I will say that's kind of fair because it's like, okay, wait, though. Is she doing that thing where it's like she's like testing the market first? Like she's looking at like other men first? And like maybe you're as like a last resort? Because that's wild. If that's the case, that might be kind of high-key insane. And she might be toxic. But why did she say in a few years then? Right, let me get my my chair so it looks a little better. Jesus was human, but he was half God too. So if he felt sleepy, he felt sleepy. All right, setting the record straight. Where's my no, not iCloud. I want OneDrive. Documents, VTuber, backgrounds. I think it's in this room. No. I think it's in this room. I'm full set. Full set. There we go. Yeah, we'll take it. I'll use that chair. Put this behind me. There we go. Now I'm in a chair. Look at that. Look at that. No clue. Maybe she wants to figure life out before dating someone. That certainly could be the case, but if she's doing that whole thing where she wants to go try out other men first before she commits with you, that's like insane and psychopathic. So it kind of really depends on what she wants to do. Biblical words, Jesus was not a half god. Jesus was not a half god. Uh-oh. It seems like we got someone spreading misinformation in here. I'm not sure who. Right, Yomi? Beautiful. Why do you even worship a self-serving narcissist being anyway, says Jace the Ace asks. Biblical words. Do you think the Almighty is a self-serving narcissist? To be fair, I'm always a last resort friends with friends, and that's not necessarily a good thing. But I think it definitely comes with the fact that you have such low confidence. It can be exhausting. Low confidence individuals are so exhausting. So you might find that that's the reason. Yummy! Let me turn off my tablet. My screen might flicker. Hold on. Ah, I didn't flicker. Yeehaw. I'm sorry. You're only hurting yourself by being so, like, no confidence. You know what I mean? You're not hurting me, certainly. But it is very exhausting to deal with people who have very low confidence. So that's why I'm always trying to bring people's confidence up. You know what I mean? Because, like, you have a lot to offer in this world. You just gotta strengthen up a little bit. You gotta fight back every now and then. Kayla, can you permanently time out this Evangelius? Jace the Ace, put those grippers away. Why, Jace the Ace? What did he say? He didn't even answer. You didn't even give him time to answer. If he was lying, Bible wouldn't be real and the holidays wouldn't be celebrated. I think biblical words, the reason why the holidays are celebrated because of big big business likes to make money, and of course they're going to sell you Christmas decorations. You know what I mean? I think that's why those are celebrated. All things considered. Hallelujah for the holidays. The crying emoji. The holidays don't matter at all. Nothing matters. Like, my dad's culture, we don't really celebrate all the fucking holidays and stuff like that. So I've never really been a big person to be like, oh, the holidays, the holidays, the holidays. You know what I mean? They're kind of just like they come and go, and their days, they're certainly days, you know? My wife has low confidence, and I can agree she is too much sometimes. It is very, very tiring because it is hard to be a confident individual on your own, but to have to carry someone else's confidence while you're trying to carry your confidence is a lot for the average person to deal with. You know, it really is. So that's why I always implore people to try and gain confidence. But a lot of the times, gaining confidence means gaining a skill. And a lot of people don't want to put in the work to gain a skill. They would rather just not do anything with their life, not try, blame the reason why they can't have a skill on some means or reason for another. And they just make it everyone's problem. You know what I mean? But I always implore people to build confidence. On Christmas, Jesus Christ was born. Saint William. I love how Jace plays along. Saint William, do you think God is self-serving and a narcissist? Because based on what I've heard, he is. The chat, we were joking about the feet. You guys mentioned it. And you guys were just reminding me. I need to make sure I knew my feet were. I found them. You know what I mean? Simply, everyone loves the spooky month in chat. Yeah, I think the spooky month is kind of fun. I don't like scary things, all things considered. I really don't like them. Yummy. Hey, Yumps. What's up? Yummy's on the move. I wasn't allowed to celebrate Halloween as a kid because my parents are religious. Oh my god. So I lived with my aunt for a while, and that's when I went to that Christian school. And she was so religious. My dad had bought me like science books and stuff like that because I like learning and drawing, like just different things. And she went through my favorite book. It was this really thick encyclopedia of like these little pictures. And she went through the book and ripped out everything she didn't think I needed to see or didn't want me to see. Like anything regarding the human body, anything regarding evolution, she just like ripped out little parts of my book. And I was heartbroken. And then she threw out my Harry Potter VHS. Shout out to the Sorcerer's Stone in the dumpster. And I was like, this is wild. I'm tricking my wife into becoming a culinary expert. Hell yeah. If that gives her confidence, that could give her confidence, you know? We don't really know if Jesus was born on Christmas, but since no one knows a specific day, we just turned on Christmas's day to honor Jesus, a stargazer. Amen. Horror stream confirmed. I did buy that 1-8 game. Okay, so what is it called? Like 8? Stop 8? You know what I mean? It's that one, it's like that subway. Like you're like stuck in an endless subway. I did buy that game though. This is all your fault, chat. We didn't need the stinky feet, but you just had to remind her. So you're saying I should go find my gif of steam so I can make my feet steaming? Stormy, you're a freak. But give me a minute. You're a freak, Stormy. All right. OneDrive. Pictures. Nope. Documents. Exit 8. There we go. All right. Backgrounds. Coffee shop. I think it should be here. Because it's Steam. There we go. All right. Let's see if this works. I don't know if it has sound. Studio mode. What the? It didn't, I don't think it worked. Damn. I want her socks off. All right, let me try one more time. Why is it making it really, really small? That's, oh, there we go. Oh, I can't do it. Damn. What the? Why did it disappear? Well, oh, probably it's not doing the looping. Okay, hold on. Let me do filters. All right, don't worry, you guys. We got this. We got this. Properties, loop. All right, we're gonna figure this out. Do not worry. My mom threw out my older sister's Pokemon plushies on my playing card deck, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and Yu-Gi-Oh card encyclopedia. Man. He used me as a human shield in the escape room. He was like, get in the hole. I'm like, no. No. And my God of War limited edition PSP. That's wild. All right, properties. Effect filters. Color key. Let's try that. Is that how you do it? Custom color. Select color. And okay. Oh, it still does not work. Oh, wait. Maybe. Maybe. You stop calling me a freak because you clearly have some other freaks in chat. They aren't me, says Stormy, begging me to hurry up. Alright, I'm trying. I don't know how I get the, Oh, damn. If I do that, though, it just disappears. Damn. Oh. Okay. That kind of looks like it. Alright, we're getting somewhere. There we go. Opacity. We can make it a little bit lighter opacity. Ominous floating spell. There we go. Oh, okay, there we go. Look at that. There we go. Alright, close. Put it right there. God, you're a freak, Stormy. Freak. Anyway. Jesus will never be ill. Chaos, please ban him. I don't want to have this again. Jace the Ace. Jace the Ace. Welcome to how we feel, Jace the Ace. Welcome to how we feel. All these incessant questions and unreasonable answers. Jace the Ace, that is you. I hate to break it to you, Jace Ace. This is you. This is your mirror. Why don't you just debate them in the free marketplace of ideas? The toast is right. Stormy, you freak. Alright, I mean, like, I guess. Like I said, I just exist to make you guys happy. You know what I mean? That's all I do. I'm trying my best out here. Why are you supporting them? I thought you were against Christianity. Generally, I'm against all religion, Jace the Ace. However, I do like to hear other people's perspectives, Jace the Ace, because it makes you more educated on arguments against them. Like, for example, a lot of biblical words has been saying kind of fallacies and stuff like that that don't make a whole lot of sense. So now you can understand how a evangelical person can think. And now you can combat their reasoning with better logic by learning more about them. You should try it sometimes. You should learn about things that you're not too happy with. You know what I mean? Did you bring them here to try and convert me? No, Jace Ace. This is a setup. Stop, Stargazer. This is a setup. But are you happy, Chaos? All things considered, I'm happy to see other people happy. So I'll say yes. I'm happy, all things considered. At least as of this moment, I am happy. Let me hide you. So it was you, Tazato, who brought them. No, Jace the Ace, you can watch back when the stream ends. You can go watch the video, and you can see that they just popped up. They asked very politely. Okay, they said very politely. Let me see if I can scroll up and see. Hold on. Hi, can I spread the gospel? They asked very politely, and I like it, Jace the Ace, when people have manners, okay? And I was like, sure, why not? And that's how they got here. If you scroll up in chat, you'll be able to see. Toe's looking extra delectable today, says Tasato. Toe, Sato, makes you think. Finally, says Jace the Ace. Religion was made simply to control the minds of us. Okay, I'm gonna go, but God bless you all, says Biblical Words. Thank you for spreading the gospel, and God bless. There we go. No biblical words. Poor Ace thinks we all betrayed them. Jace is like, this is the setup. They've been planning this. Jace the Ace. I think you should definitely consider talking about bipolar 1. Because the paranoia that's kind of coming with that you're exhibiting is a very common sign of bipolar 1. This level of paranoia. I have to go soon, but I'll come back, Biblical Words. Okay, take your time. God bless America. Can you make this toast steam green? Okay, now you're a mad freak. I don't know. Let me see. Filters. Effect filters. New one. What would it be? Color correction, maybe? Brightness, saturation, hue shift, color multiply. Okay. Let's see. Ew! That's gross. Now that's too freaky even for me. That is way too freaky. You're a mad freak for that one. All right, get out of here. How do I turn this off? Oh God, we're back to the steam. Fresh steam. That is too freaky. Damn, that was a little much. That one leave. Jesus Christ. Your chat is filled of creepy old people, says Stormy. What is creepy? What's being creepy here? And what's wrong with old people? You're speaking to your elder right now. God bless. God, freaky. I know, that was mad freaky. That one leave. What the? I'm so proud of myself. I know you are. For a fact. Why are you hateful, Stormy? Stormy, why are you being mean to old people? They deserve a right to live, and you, hopefully, God willing, will join them one day. There's nothing wrong with being weird and old. You know, old people deserve love too. You know what I mean? Hopefully they don't comment on my stuff. They probably won't, Jace Ace. Don't worry about it. What the hell do you mean by old people? I know that too, also. That one fan, says Stargazer? Which fan? Which fan are you talking about? Are you talking about the ousted 404? Old people mentioned. I am the old person. Yeah, I'm an old person too. Guys, who's the oldest one here? I think it might be Dark Virus. Especially after today. Megan. Both the cats are in here. And they're just quiet. That's very out of character for them. Back. Welcome back, Biblical Words! Jace Ace thinks you are, you have came to target him specifically. And I love how Jace the Ace is like, can we ban him? Jace is so funny. Me, the oldest for sure. I don't know, Hayu acts, funny enough, Darkfire is mad funny though, because Hayu acts like he is ancient. With the way he sees things and he processes things, he acts like he is ancient, and it is hilarious. Biblical Words is another version of Jace the Ace. Oh, for real, for real, for real. Jace the Ace, welcome to what we deal with on a daily basis with you. Welcome. Oh great, I thought they would be gone for a day, but nope, it doesn't seem that way, Jace the Ace. That means you have to make your words more effective, Jace the Ace. That's all it means. Chaos, thank you for complying, by the way. You lighten my terrible mood. Why are you in a bad mood? Why are you in a bad mood? Do tell. Wah! My chair did that thing again. Hi, he was a cute chibi IRL. He used to be a little skinnier. I think he definitely looks a lot better with some thick to him. I'm not gonna lie. Megan? What? I heard that. Oh, she's so cute. Agreed with Leaf, thanks. Stargazer says, Dark Virus does auto KOs of Fugu Star, Stargazer, Stellifos channel, debunk user, Fireheart, Wu, Raina, that one, Leaf, Jace, Ace. What are you doing? Older to youngest, I believe. I love how I'm the third oldest one here. I'll take it. Yeah, just rip Hayu though, you know what I mean? Biblical Words, do you have any idea who you are worshipping, says Jace the Ace. The goodbye and I'm back only supports the Jace. Stop. This is one of his alts. This is one of his alts, so now he can look like a hero here. That's all this is. Because I will say, Biblical Words showed up when Jace left. Really makes you think. Jace is older than Leaf. I met God and she's black. Amen. Yes, the Lord, says Biblical Words. Hayu is mad, cool, and chill though. He is. He's just... How can I say this? He's just misled. He is a poor, innocent soul that is misled. That's all that's wrong with Hayu. And good God, I love... Beating the shit out of him, though. You know? And I love it because it's ethical, too. Because he's older than me, and he was my superior in the military. So it's ethical. Hell yeah. How old are you, Stormy? Damn, says Debunked. I'm actually young for a star. That is true. We have the Star Donut Prince. Raina always calls you the donut prince. I think that's so cute. Wait, let her cook. No, they're not one of my alts. Are you sure, J Stace? You have a bunch of alts, and low-key, they type just like you. Chat, I'm still lagging, but with the family's iPad. Not the family's iPad, Raina. Punching up, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm just doing a service for the military. You know what I mean? I'm giving out free training, because listen here. Hi, you had to go to boot camp. And then hi, you also had to go to SEER school, where they allow you to go run into the wild in the snow. They let you and your little squadron run in the wild, and then you get kidnapped and tortured by quote-unquote terrorists. And so he had to go through that. And you know what? The military paid for that training. I'm giving that training for free. Isn't that so kind? Isn't that so kind of me? I'm giving him free training. Because I just love my American country that much. Right, Mig Mag? Oh, can you guys hear Mig Mag? Megan. She's doing the little tiny meows. Jay's having multiple counts as 4K because he's the #1 fan. That is true. I am sure, I swear it's not one of my alts. Jay says, saved us from being slaved. That's why we all worship Lord thy God, says biblical quotes. Sorry, what in the world am I seeing? That's a great question. So Stormy is a little freaky kind of person in chat. And they said that they wanted to see my feet. And I was like, all right. And then I forget who asked for it to be steamy. I think it was also Stormy. And I was like, I mean, I'm just here as the entertainer. So I was like, I guess I'll do it. And so now we're here. I'm pretty sure they endorse slavery in the Bible, though. They endorse a lot of things in the Bible. This is the setup. I don't know this guy. Saving our tax dollars. I'm so kind. You know what I mean? You know what? I'm so kind. What? No, bro. I mean, if I go back and check the chat logs, I'm pretty sure it says... Okay, Stormy, right here. Kaoza, I'm kind of having a bad day today. Do you mind whipping out your feet and making them steamy too? And that's when I was like, that's a little weird, but I mean, I guess. And so, yeah, I just read exactly what you said. You know, tough out here. Notes made on Stormy then. Photoshop. No. So that was AI. That's the new one. That's AI. Ace, I'm not perishing because you telling me to stop worshiping Lord. My brother died. That's why I worship Lord. Ah, biblical words. So you're using religion as a coping mechanism. That's interesting. Very interestingly, biblical words. Jace Ace's mother unfortunately passed away at a young age. And that's why he kind of became the opposite of like loving a god. Because he was like, how could a god allow something this cruel? So I do ask biblical words, how can you believe in a god that would allow something so cruel, which is your brother dying? And how can you support that? I'm just a little curious. If you were a deity, would you interfere with your universe or just leave it alone? Says Jace Ace with the #1 crown in chat. Hell yeah, I swear to God these crowns just randomly pop up, but okay. Today is the day to have ears and eyes. See, AI, you know what I mean? You know, I can't decide what to be more worried about. Stormy's request or willingness to grant it. I'm simply here. I was just put on this planet to make people happy. Okay, I'm just trying to do my fulfilled destiny. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to make people happy here. You know, if you've got any requests, let me know. Anybody in chat need a request? I'll try my best, you know? That's all I can do. I only believe the truth, says Jace the Ace. Do you know what Ace? I believe God gave us all free will. All suffering that happens because we humans straight up suck. So you said it happens because humans suck. But what kind of God would allow an innocent person to suffer as the result of someone else's behavior? As in other humans in this world. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because like that has nothing to do with you. That is a very cruel individual to make someone else suffer for the consequence of something that they had no part of. Foot-filled destiny. Be worried about the misinformation being spread about me. I've never told a lie, Stormy. I've never ever told a lie. Big Bag. Jay Stace, how do you know you only believe the truth and not lies? That's true, Jay Stace. How do you differentiate between something you know is fact and something you know is fiction? Because what if that fact becomes fiction down the road when presented with new information? What then, Jay Stace? Religion is all ideas. I mean, all lies. New standy idea. Feet Yoza. Shout out to the feet lovers. God made us, all of us, too much. That's why he gives us an opportunity to follow Jesus or just die. With that, why half the population die? So God, okay, hold on. God made all of us too much. So are you saying he made, is this an ESL moment? Is it like he made too many people? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you meant by that? And I do ask biblical words, can God create a mountain so large he cannot move it? Can he, biblical words? When someone says they never tell a lie, unironically exposes themselves as a liar. That's that. Stargazer, that's the joke. That's the joke, Stargazer. But even now, I don't tell lies. You started the stream by lying and bullying me. Now you're doing the same thing. Perhaps I'm a human of pattern behavior. It's tough out here. It's tough out here, Stormy. It's okay. You know, you're just a little embarrassed. You asked for the feet. And I was like, I just so happen to have them. Now you're a little embarrassed. It's all right. You know, like I said, I've always taught my my lovely students here to be confident in their decisions and actions. So, this is a great opportunity to build some confidence. Stormy say, I love feet and I'm proud. Build some confidence. IDK say biblical words. I think he will. You think God is capable of creating a mountain too big for him to move? Because if that is the case, then he is not an all-powerful God because he can't move that mountain. You know? Big Bag! I think she's asking to get out. Hold on, you guys. Slander. This is a great opportunity to boost your confidence, Stormy. What, Big Bag? That's so funny. The only feet I love are yours, freak. Me when I forget the question. Cat, imagine the day she does a vertical stream. I need to do a vertical stream and I need to have my feet out too. Honestly, it's the perfect vertical setup. That way I'm just blinding people as they're like innocently scrolling by. You know, and then the people who are like, what the? They'll stick around. And the people who are intrigued by the weird, they'll stick around. That's who we need. We don't need these little normies who are like, oh, that's so weird. Ew, that's gross. Ew, you're pandering. No, we need the people who are like, what the hell is this? And then they ask. And we're like, yes, finally. Finally, we have people in good company. No, he will move it. But then, okay, so if he will move the mountain, biblical words, then he cannot create something which is a mountain that's too big for him to move. So he's not all powerful. He can't create the mountain then. So that means he can't do anything. You see what I'm saying? Biblical words, answer me. Why did God have to interfere with his creations? Why couldn't he just let us be and act the way we want to without their interference? Jace is getting to the bottom of this. Jace has been inquiring this for so long. He's going to get to the bottom of this. Have you ever heard of the Judgment Day? Jace says, what if he hasn't interfered since sacrificing his only son is to forgive us for our sins? Says Tasato. Yes, I have, but that's just something they say to scare us into acting a certain way. I'd have to agree with you, Jace. I'd have to agree with you. Because certainly, if God created us to be perfect, then simply we are perfect. So how can we be judged improperly? You know, if we are in his image. I wonder, you know? From feet to Jesus. What a timeline. Normies or normie is apparently a slur in some fandoms. Normie is the new slur, you guys. I need to start saying... Aw, I was gonna say, I'm gonna start calling it the N-word. I'm like, oh no, that's not gonna work. That one's not gonna work. Rip to that one. Normie is apparently a slur. Come to Jesus moment. It should be, Raina. You think Normie should be a slur? Why not at this point? You know, why not? I'm not Christian, but the only feasible he could move the mountain is if he got continuously stronger, kept making something he can't move until he can move it, and then that would repeat. So a cyclical, endless cycle. Is that possible? I wonder. We'll have to ask biblical words. No, Ace, Judgment Day is real, and you have ever heard of trees had burned up? Have you ever heard of trees had burned up, says biblical words. I personally haven't. It's okay, we coined the word tourists now. That is true, tourists. Every time they don't get with the normie, excuse me, the local behavior, they're tourisms. Tourists. I do see people mauling whenever they get called tourists. What trees that burnt up? I know, you and me both, JCs. I don't know what they're talking about. I believe God will make a complex mountain. The reason being this is a paradox, a contradiction of sorts. Omnipotence doesn't mean the ability to do the logically impossible. But if he's all-powerful, can't he do the logically impossible? Or now are we saying that there is a logic law applied to God himself? Is that what we're saying here? Because now, if we're saying that there is some laws of logic that apply to God, how are we to define or understand those laws of logic? The trees was burned up, meaning Jesus is coming. Alright. The trees burned all the time, and the only checks about faces from Chaos. Having feet and God in the same stream, let alone 5 minutes apart in conversation, is insane. I should pop this stream off. I let my chatters do whatever around here, you know what I mean? If they want to talk about religion, here we are. You know? Well, the alleged Friday night funking community said so. Take it with a pound of salt. A pound of salt. Okay, Raina. I'll steer clear from using the N-word from now on. Really, if Jesus died for our sins, why will we still go to hell anyway? That's a good question, biblical words, because, like, if he died for our sins and we don't sin, then he died for nothing. Can we literally let him go out and die for nothing? I don't think so. I don't think that's very fair. You know? He took Tylenol. From now on. What is it? Okay, it has this little button that says like the +1, like a notification that says members only live stream. I'm not going to do that, but I can't clear the notification unless I click on the members only live stream. You know what I mean? Yep. Oh, she's so cute. I might have to take a picture of her and put her in the Discord. She's so cute. Do we have laws of logic that apply to God? I do ask, Stargazer. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna put Yomi in the Discord. She's so cute. You're getting canceled soon. Better sooner than later. Where's the cats? Pets. Pet. Where the flip is the pet channel? Yomi, you're looking so cute. It's like asking to make a circle into a square with all keeping it without having corners like squares. Therefore, a complex form of circle would be made, but we must be notable about to perceive it. So we are saying that God does apply laws of logic somehow. How are we as humans able to understand those laws of logic? And because if we understand those laws of logic, then we can become better Christians and all that good stuff. Now the kitties are playing at the door. It's really, really cute. All right, I put Yomi in the Discord. Also, why does God hate homosexuality? Isn't sexual orientation a natural thing? Why can I not read? You should click it from now for fun. Click what? The Yomi? How long will I even be in Hades? Jace is asking all the important questions. Jace has been waiting for this moment, you guys. He's asking all the questions he's always wanted the answers to. Jace, if you follow the demons that why God put you in the Hades, if you follow Jesus, you'll have eternal life. How long will I even be there? That's such a funny question. Till Judgment Day. How long is Judgment Day? Biblical words, are you saying I need to give up my dreams for this deity? Says Jace the Ace. Oh, God. Is God strong enough to breathe any smell and powerful enough to create unbearable stinky feet? Great question. Yummy. She's so cute. She like taps her little tail. Oh, Yomi. The Bible was written by humans so they could have totally lied and just included their own prejudiced views and claim they came from God. That is true, says Stormy. Or, that is true, says I. But Stormy is what said that. No, Ace, Jesus in your dreams. Jesus in your dreams, so never give up your dreams. Alright, there we go, Jace the Ace. Jesus supports your dreams, so therefore that's a reason to never give up on him. Oh, click the membership. Oh, member only chat. Go down to like 3 viewers. Alright, you guys, as much as I love narrating this awakening moment for Jace the Ace, I think I'm gonna call it a day. I gotta go exercise. Tough. I gotta go exercise. So, do I have to be Christian to avoid hell, says Jace the Ace. I believe the reason homosexuality is a sin came from the concept of wanting to keep the population growing. That's interesting. These J streams have been amazing. You know what I mean? He just comes in, hijacks the stream. And we just go from there. Well, bye-bye biblical words and bye, Kaoza. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. Alright, I'll see you guys some other time. I'll stream eventually, let's be real. God willing, my computer fixes. Today was fun. I'll see you guys in the Discord. Toodaloo.